Time to warm up the dice. Prepare the snacks. Will there be safe passage or brutal attacks? The players come from everywhere on Lantern Noir. Elves, dwarves, giants, and dragons is what you are. So pull up a chair. Get ready for the next campaign. It'll be a hell of a lot more fun than sitting in the rain. For the next 5 hours, time is gonna move a lot faster. Thanks to your imagination and your fabulous dungeon master. Lantern Noir presents.
You succeed. Very well.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to Lantern Noir Presents, another evening of Dungeons & Dragons on the Sunday night. The table's a little bit different tonight because we have some guest stars, which is amazing and great, and I finally got an excuse to sit down with some of these amazing friends of mine to play D&D in a context in which we can all have a good time, and we still continue to be able to do it without having to drive anywhere, worry about commutes, or who brought the snacks that somebody's allergic to. You know, the little things in all of this. So my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir, and I'm going to be hosting tonight. And I'm going to let everybody do a round around the table and introduce themselves and who they're playing and a little bit about that character. And we're going to kick it off with Knebula, who will be playing Samara.
Hello. I am Samara, the Elven Wizard, and I much like my character, I'm not a morning person, but I always have to have a cup of tea in the morning.
Cool. Liz, can you tell us a little about your character?
My character is a drow elf, swashbuckler by the name of Thea, and I have my motto is that risks are most likely to succeed if they help themselves.
Cool. Coming around the table, Asteki.
Hey everyone, Azteki, the human paladin of Ravenkind, and my character, I think his most notable, I don't know if it's a trait or a characteristic, or his fate is to be put in situations where there are no good answers ever. It's just the least terrible option is on deck. So hope you guys are ready for that.
All right, that takes us around the table to Jeff.
Hello, I'm Jeff, and I am playing Friar Jack Schreiber, a bit of a hapless, well-meaning fellow who, despite his calling to a higher call, spends the occasional evening out later than he ought to, doing things that maybe a priest wouldn't be expected to do. and as such, it's caused problems for him, as he is a priest of the Lord of the Morning, and he tends to oversleep. So he I'm trying to remember everybody's name. Like Knebula, isn't really that much of a morning person, ironically, and in fact, at seminary they wrote a song about it. So some of his fellow seminarians did. So he's drawn the short straw and has been sent to fill in for a priest who's gone missing, possibly, or crazy, at the port city across the sea, and that's why he's taking this voyage.
All right. And then my name is Rob. As I mentioned, I'll be playing everybody else in our game today, which is part of the fun of being the DM. I get to do all kinds of fun parts, as well as all the writing and the set design and the graphic layout, audio balancing, promotions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which is some of the fun. All right, really quick on the Jamboard, I'm kind of putting down everyone's names and character names to help everybody keep track of who's who, because we do have a group that hasn't played together yet. So that's kind of a fun opportunity, but just in case you get lost in the shuffle. And then we'll get that rolling. And I'm just going to put Thea for the Dark Elf, because that's a long name. All right. So that's ready to go. Speaking of which, by the way, at some point tonight, probably around our first break and towards the end of the show, I have stickers to give away now.
Ooh, stickers.
So I can actually do my first giveaway tonight, which is kind of fun and exciting. But yes, it's a rainbow D20 with the Lantern Noir logo in the center. So when you roll a critical, you know who was responsible. It wasn't me.
Nice. That's a fancy sticker there. I like it.
I'm very, I'm not gonna take credit from where credit is due. This is actually my 12-month channel reward, my channel badge. The guy who made it, I contacted him and said, "Hey, how do you feel about how much would it cost for me to turn those into stickers?" He said, "I don't know. How much does it cost to print stickers?" I said, "Well, how much will it cost to get the rights?" He's like, "Oh, just don't say you made the graphic yourself and you could use it." Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, really great guy. I'll make sure I haven't added a link to his stuff yet on my page. I have to do that still.
Yeah, I'd like to check him out. Seems like a good guy.
He is. He's got a ton of stuff. Found him on Etsy of all places.
Oh yeah, Etsy's great for finding, artists for sure.
Mm-hmm. So the ship's been at sea for about 2 days. In that time, there's been a couple of small commotions. One of which has been the discovery of a stowaway, a dark elf who sometime slipped herself aboard the ship in port, and managed to avoid detection. Perhaps it was the hustle and bustle as Asteki and Samara boarded the ship at the last possible instant with relatively recently written papers to grant them passage across the ocean, or across the sea, not ocean, sea, to another port town. Friar Jack had been aboard for some time, as his brothers basically put him on the ship 3 days before it was due to leave port, just to be sure he didn't miss it.
Fair.
And in that time, he's come to get to know the crew, got to know his way around, feel very confident with himself, and realize that at no point has he been allowed to leave the ship since he got on it, because the entire crew is under orders to keep him there, to be sure he's on it when it leaves port. At the evening of the second day, the captain summons the four of you to his cabin, a fairly sized room in the back of the ship, where he's laid out some charts and made a few marks on them, placed on a couple of brass marker pieces to indicate key points, and looks at you as you gather. We have an opportunity I think we better not let pass. And I think the Morning Lord has granted me the very people to see this through. Now, Sir Asteki, I understand you have a bit of a grind with the devil.
Yes, I do not approve.
So, what would you say to a chance to strike a blow at him?
I've got time.
Okay, so here's the situation I've discovered. I received a letter while we were in port and didn't open it till we got to sea. My mistake, of course. But there's an isle not far off our course where some of the devil's minions are attempting to rebuild a fort for him. A stronghold from which they can launch attacks. I'm thinking this is an opportunity. We can nip it in the bud.
Seems legit, but why are you interested in taking out?
Because between you and me, he's bad for business.
Seems reasonable.
Have you ever tried navigating at sea when you can't see the stars half the time?
No, I hate the sea.
Any ship that comes out of Storm's End is as likely to sink or disappear as it is to make it to its destination. And that's something that, frankly, any shot at the devil I'll take. Do you look concerned there, Pastor?
I'm not 100. Theologically speaking, I'm not 100% sure it's the devil that's causing the clouds.
Well, you don't dare say his name. You know, the vampire. The big one. Lord Strahd.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, and he signs himself quickly.
Sorry, I mistook your meaning.
Right. Now, you see, there was a group that was setting up on the island. They got raided by some pirates I happen to know of. Thing is, the pirates got driven off the island before they could finish taking them out. Got a lot of their stuff, but had to leave. So I'm thinking this is a great chance we land your little party, you go on in, you take them out, and then we have our own place. We might even be able to build a lighthouse there. So I can meet...
Interesting.
I can meet with the carpenter. He can look into maybe starting something if we can get the island secured. I got two heads nodding. How about...
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. And the best part,
I'm in.
I don't need to
in.
worry about the fourth because you owe me.
Yeah, I do.
Unless you can think of some other way to work off your passage.
No, this sounds good.
Did I mention
Sounds
you might
good.
get killed while you're ashore?
Ha!
We'll do our best to keep you alive.
You don't have to. She didn't pay to be on the boat.
No, I do have to. It's kind of what I do.
Well, that's between you and the Morning Lord. Okay.
That's so sweet.
He pushes a few more things out of the way on the table and rolls out a fresh chart. So here's the question we've got. And let me put the sketch pad up. Big. This is the challenge. If you look here on the map, that's our current
Supposed
course.
to see a map?
Is that,
The jam board. I'm on slide 11.
11.
oh, okay.
I see a couple squiggles.
Oh, there it is. It's catching up.
Oh, there it is.
Bit of a sketchy map.
He's not an artist. So, here's what we know so far. This is our current course. We're going right past the west side of the island. Easiest place to go. Although we can steer the ship however you needs. The island itself is surrounded by shoals. I can try to get us as close as we can, but anywhere except the northern part, northern beach, you're probably gonna have to take a rowboat in. The other catch is all along these edges is something like a cliff. It's my understanding that in some places it's as high as 15 feet above the water at high tides. Now I got some ropes, spares, you're not taking the rigging. So you could probably put together some climbing gear that way if that's the way you're thinking you want to get on the island. The other option is to take the beach. What's left of the cult stronghold is located on the southern part of the island. So, shortest path, we go up the cliffs. Well, I say we. We put the ship near those cliffs, let you guys take a rowboat in. Other option is we go to the north side of the island and you go up the beaches. It's further across the island to get to what's left of the Abbey, but much easier than climbing.
Indeed.
I'm a fan of taking the beach.
Well, I just was thinking of you guys in the armor trying to climb the
Plus,
cliff.
you can slaughter more cultists on the way there.
Is that like part of the agenda? Slaughtering all the as many
Well, that's
cultists
why
as
I'm
you can.
stopping. Not to like take in the beach in the sun.
I mean, can we theoretically do that after killing the cultists? Like, you know?
How much do we know about the cult? How many are they? Do we know this? Do we know what sort of people they are? Are they mystical people? Are they brutal people? Are they sneaky people? What are we
Well,
dealing
from what
with?
I've heard, now bear in mind, this is like secondhand from a couple of the guys, what crewed with the guys that were admittedly on the slightly less than legal side of acquisition of goods at sea. Okay, framing my source. Their goal was to build a place that they could bring in bodies and re-raise them into an undead army that they could then use to swear fealty up to the devil and then launch attacks from this strong point. Now, one of the guys I talked to previously, he served with a guy on a ship who was part of the raid when they were first making up camp. So I'm guessing maybe a couple dozen at tops might have survived. I mean, they didn't get a chance to find a lot because they pretty much just burned the place to the ground and took off. But the letter suggested there was still some movement on the island and some lights from time to time. That's what has me thinking that we should send somebody in there to make sure that the job got finished. So you're thinking the beach, huh?
I'd vote for the cliff.
I would too. I just don't know how difficult it's going to be for the armor-clad,
Well, what if
beings to
we divide and conquer?
What do you mean? Split the team and some of us take the beach and some of us sneak up the cliffs?
Yes.
Meet in the middle.
Seems like a plan
I
to me.
feel like this is
I've never done this before. I'm excited for this plan.
I feel like this is going to do terribly wrong. But I mean, I'm okay with that.
Not a fan of climbing the cliffs.
I'm not a fan of walking face into a bunch of who knows what.
Have you tried it though?
I'm not wearing all that armor. You're a big shiny target. You go ahead.
That sounds like a you problem.
That's my
Only
job.
if I walk up the beach.
Fair.
Well, the beach ain't exactly flat. I mean, it's a series of dunes. You'll have cover a lot of the way.
Oh, well, then that's a little better.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, is there like any opportunity for us to be sneaky and stealthy as we get on the beach, like to the point where we may not, we may go unnoticed. I don't know. I don't know if there's like.
Wait, that's a good plan. Good plan, but how about we go in guns blazing? They got cannons on the ship, right? And they can cover us while we take the beach, Saving Private Ryan
We
style.
don't know if there's anybody patrolling the beach or not. There could be nobody there, and we could just,
And that's
That's very nice. That's
a
a
nice
lovely
theory.
idea.
most likely there will be, but like you said, we may have cover with dunes and whatnot. We can. No, I don't know.
So let me be clear. Our goal is to basically just kill everyone on this island.
Well, it's more to make sure it's safe for us to send a couple of CBs ashore to set up, start building of framework for a lighthouse and maybe eventually build a real one out here.
Okay, so kill or neutralize everyone on the island.
Or just confirm they're not really there and that it's just some smoldering smoke that we see.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got another clarifying question. What's your plan while we're on the island, Captain?
Make sure that I was just gonna probably just circle the island. Did you have a thing you're thinking I should be doing?
That's reassuring. I just wanted to be sure that you would still be there after we finish what we're doing and wouldn't have to wait for your return voyage to get back off the island.
Well, these two, and he points at Asteki and Samara, they've got two guys in their group that are down below heaving and hawing like you wouldn't believe, and they can't keep nothing down. So I'm not going to take them nowhere without these guys to carry them off the ship. So, which is weird, because I'd never have seen a dwarf who couldn't keep food down before. They drink stuff that you would think would just come right back up with a vengeance.
They never have done well at sea, as I understand it.
Well, that's true, but still.
I didn't realize you were with those two.
Yeah, and the one who keeps talking about some chick named Sophie.
Oh, dig it.
Is there a joke there I'm missing?
Oh, yes. There's
I'm missing it too.
lots of jokes. Let's just say, like sort of brothel type place that Dagan was a fan of in Storm's End. I don't know. Brothel. I don't know if that's the right term, but sort of similar to that.
They were friendly. They were really friendly.
Friendly women.
They were nice.
So
my next question, well, actually, what do you, so you think, should I be getting the tackle together for you, or are you going to go up the beach?
Well, it sounded like the plan that had kind of materialized was that your man Asteki and I are going to go straight for the beach up the straight path. And Thea and Samara here are going to be a little bit more subtle and go up the other side of the island. Is that about right?
I like that plan. That's
Well, just so you know, I'm not a huge damage dealer. So I don't know if you could do some damage, or if we're just going to sit there healing each other while we get beat on.
I mean,
we need somebody that deals damage to go on the beach.
You're a paladin, yeah?
Yes, a sword and board, or flail and board. I got a nice raven shield. It's pretty cool.
What's the flail for exactly?
It gives hugs. Face hugs mostly.
I mean, you do damage when you use smite.
Well, I guess compared to like Dagon and stuff, where they're dropping all sorts of stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I give them a paper cut.
This is so reassuring.
Yes. That's why I figured I could take the mage with me, because she has Bob, and Bob burns things.
Bob?
Yeah, Bob is not as effective. It's a flaming sphere, but Bob is not as effective as like scorching ray or whatnot. But
well, even more reason not to pursue a frontal assault. Maybe.
I mean, I think we'd be our powers
perhaps
combined.
we should all.
I'm down. Going up.
You know what? Let's put me ashore at the cliffs and let me go see what's there.
Like
The scout and approach.
That's actually sound. Yes.
I got a raven with GPS. Steve.
Can the raven go see what's there?
Yes, he can. All I have
have
to
a
do is
raven?
ask
Let's do
him.
that.
Yeah, we totally should do that. We should use Steve more.
Are you kidding me? You're
Steve is highly underused.
Steve.
Yes.
I just played a game this morning where a mage had a raven named Steve.
Apparently, I'm not as original as I thought I was.
Who told us about an ambush which we walked into anyway, and it was a great idea. It was a great idea.
Oh dear. I sense
Let's
a
not do that.
I sense a repeat in the force.
Oh, dear.
Steve has only driven one of our compatriots mad.
Awesome.
Alrighty then.
Yes, but nobody told him to look through that crystal, okay? It was his own fault.
Well, I liked
Alright
this
then.
plan much, much better.
Even better.
A little foreknowledge of the situation would be very, very helpful. And
I
that-
agree. Yeah, that way we get an idea of what we're going into as opposed to going in blind.
And it will help us decide whether it's a better idea to take the beach or one of the cliffs.
Right, exactly.
And if so, which cliff?
Yes, because one side could be better than the other. Who knows?
That's a
All right.
Well,
good plan.
comrades, I think we have a plan.
All right,
Yes.
so I'll have the helmsman take us up near the beach side of it, like we currently are planning. We'll get in close. We'll swing the ship to the north while your bird's doing their thing, and then we'll loop back again, and we can either figure eight back around the island, or we can make a plan accordingly. Figure out where we're going to be dropping you.
Excellent.
All right, I think that's a good plan. Now the next question though, I gotta know: do you think this is an operation we want to pull? Well, I mean, we can take up canvas and slow down. We can put out some more and pick up speed. When do you want to hit this?
Well,
Not
I
in the
prefer
morning,
night.
apparently.
I say after dark, but the bird has to check things out while there's still daylight, I assume.
All right, I can do that. I can get us into that position. Maybe we're thinking hour or two before sunset. We want to hit the island.
Yes.
Happy hour.
At least an hour or two before sunset to let the bird take a look.
Let the bird do the connoitering.
Indeed. Yes.
All right, I can do that. All right. You're dismissed to make your preparations, and the captain comes out and begins shouting some orders, or calls for the sails to be trimmed. Take it,
Raven, that's so cool.
tack into the wind better. Take that up there, and you watch as the crew moves almost like this collective amoeba as it floats around in unison, and the ship actually picks up a little bit of speed as they approach, and then more orders, and the ship begins to slow, and you can see the island through the various reefs. There are rocks that go as easily as high as 30 feet around it, just spikes in the water, making it a very thought-provoking approach. At its highest point, the island probably sticks up about 25 feet from the water in places, and you can see it's very flat. There's no vegetation that you can see as the ship comes alongside it and begins to slow turn away. And Asteki sends Steve off to investigate. The raven that you had previously just chalked up as following the ship for no apparent reason appears to have been attached to the paladin, and it takes off flying. What he's going to notice as he flies over the island, the beach itself is a collection of sand dunes. And there's a very clear path where it looks like a small army or large troop had attempted to navigate their way inland over the dunes. You also notice there are signs of battle the entire way. There are no bodies from it, but you can see broken weapons. You can see bits of armor. You can see where the reeds have been smashed down over time from the trampling of the fight. The middle part of the island is more or less just barren dirt and rock. Something might grow there someday, but whatever it is has long been cleared. And at the far end of the island is some stone, what remains of a smoldering stonework structure, probably about the size of a modest church. Maybe it was at some point a seminary or an abbey. It has been burned more or less to the ground, and there's still no real sign of life at it. Steve circles a few times and doesn't see any movement while he circles above. Anything else you want to be looking for before he does his return trip?
Recently disturbed ground. Like someone dug a hole and then covered it up again.
Asteki, do me a favor and roll a perception test
I can do that.
for your bird.
Perception.
Oops. Since you're watching through his eyes. Let me get
Not very perceptible.
There it is.
Or perceiving. Perceptimus.
6. Well, that's not terrible. Yeah, no sign of any recent, no sign of recent graves or anything. Oh, Van Gilty's got your back. I think we can say it's been close enough.
On that one.
Take a reroll.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Which is a great opportunity to pause and remind everybody. If you're hanging out with us, which is a lot of fun, we love having you here. And
he sees everything now.
He sees everything
Thank you, Van
now.
Gilty.
Birdception.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, if you're hanging out and watching, you can contribute bits to the Book of Fates. Every bit is a page. Every 100 pages is a chance for the players to turn a new chapter and reroll any one die at their choice.
Ooh.
You can also, with your channel points, call for an immediate reroll, but the players and the DM reserve the right to decline the offer. For Liz and actually, I don't know how many people were here Wednesday night. I had it set to a sound alert, and I couldn't stop it. And there was a moment where the players had failed at a roll, and I think we spent 20 minutes on that particular skill check because somebody would immediately push the reroll button. And poor Jessie went through like 12 rolls, and she failed all 12.
Oh my.
But the
I
minute
controlled myself and didn't participate in that. I just sat back and watched the chaos.
Oh gosh. And that's a product of me learning how to kind of like balance the audience engagement side of things, because I really like the fact that everyone was so engaged. But on the other hand, it's like, we kind of need to move on now. And if I ever hear that sound again, it'll be too soon. But you still have the channel point option. And then thank you, Ear, by the way, for contributing to the Book of Fate. It'll update shortly, I'm sure. You have an additional 3 rerolls gifted and 1 stored that you can use whenever you think you need them.
Yay.
So everyone's kind of in it together. Okay, so with that natural 20, Steve swoops down low over the beach and takes in what's there. While nothing looks like it's been recently dug up or or buried, there are definite signs that this is a mass graveyard. That there are bits of bone scattered throughout the space. The beach itself runs, let's see, at its widest, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 20, 3,000. It's about at its wide, from the point at the tip of the beach to its widest, it's about 3/4 of a mile wide.
Wait, a 3/4 mile wide mass grave?
Beach. Well, the beach. So here to here is 3/4 of a mile, and there are just skeletal remains scattered throughout the beach area. So it's about a half mile in, 3/4 wide. Now, he's very clearly can pick out a path through the space. And he's pretty confident that, I mean, you could, from what you can tell, it's like, yeah, that's definitely the route whatever attackers took to weed their way through the dunes. Now, how well you can follow it on foot, that remains to be seen.
I have 2 thoughts. 1, let's not take the beach. 2, let's not go at night. There aren't living things here. That means there might be undead things here. And they like nighttime.
I heartily concur.
True. I agree. I think that's a good observation.
I agree. I was ready to go kick some butt tonight, but I'll wait until the morning. I love coffee in the morning.
Well, we can wait till mid-afternoon if that suits you better.
I was thinking more like noon, but when the sun is high.
Noon is good. Noon is good.
Ah, yes, high noon.
Right. It's fine. I have a big hat. I'll be fine.
Still confident you intend to go up the cliffs, though, right?
Well, I prefer that to the skeleton-laden beach.
Well, the skeleton-laden beach is the danger we know. And in fairness, if we're on a beach and we're attacked by skeletons, that I can deal with. If we're halfway up a cliff and we're attacked by skeletons or something else, that's going to be a bit more challenging. And we know that the skeletons are there. I'm still in favor of the beach.
I would enjoy either situation.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call. Yeah, I feel like going up the cliff, you could put yourself in a precarious situation of being stuck climbing up the cliff. Maybe something's trying to attack you while you're climbing up. I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, on one hand, it's closer to shorter distance from the cliff to the where we want to go, but
And it's a lot harder to fall off the beach.
yeah,
This is
falling
true.
off the beach. Yes.
How about this?
Oh.
We go up the beach, but we bring rope so we could zip line down. So you still get some cliff action. I'm just trying to make it work for everyone.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. Up the beach it is at noon.
When it's hopefully safest.
There are-
Yeah, and hopefully we can successfully navigate to the path that Steve was able to, observe.
To scout.
Yeah, was able to scout out the path that people were able to navigate. We'll see.
Let's hope so. All right. Actually, I had my compass was perfectly backwards. So let me pop over to the Jamboard and fix that. So we have some consistency here. And then pop over to a new slide. And drop this down. There it is. Okay.
Oh,
There are times that I adore Jamboards. All right, so noon rolls around, and you are able to. The ship comes up again, and they pull up enough canvas that they can bring it to enough of a stop to lower a boat for you to row your way ashore. The captain sends 6 men to man the boat for you. So you don't need to worry about it. Actually, take the back. He sends 7. So one takes hold of the rudder, 3 sets of oars. You can, I don't know, are you doing anything interesting on the way in?
Reenacting the
Trying not to-
Titanic.
just trying not to fall in.
King of the world!
Oh boy.
I was expecting more of a crossing the Delaware-esque stance, but okay, we'll take King of the World
Yeah, that's what I thought he was gonna say also at first, but nope.
with a face-palming
No.
dark elf in the back.
Too dignified.
Yep.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Are they wearing
Oh,
red
boy.
shirts? The crew are not wearing red shirts, in particular, but they're also not. Unlike red shirts, they're not leaving the boat once it arrives. This is the shuttlecraft crew that doesn't get out of the shuttlecraft.
Yes, we are the away team.
Yeah.
Oh, I get the reference now.
Excuse me. And you do arrive pointedly at this lovely spot right here where nothing interesting happens.
I like that. That's great.
You come across. They push the boat up enough onto the shore. They take posts around it, start securing the oars, making sure it's ready for, they can turn it around quickly to head back out to sea, and they wish you all the luck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume your effort is to try to follow the path through the dunes that the previous party had followed.
Yes.
All right. In that case, I want to know who's taking point and leading that.
I can take point.
Well, you are not very stealthy. You have like all the armor and whatnot that is very noisy.
If I could play a drum, I would. It's not my mode to go in there all quiet like I'm gonna be going, hey skeletons, who wants to party?
Oh my goodness.
This is going to be a perception check in order to stay on the path that's been prepared for you.
Okay.
Just
okay.
as an FYI, assuming you're
who has the best perception?
I take that back. If your plan is to just blaze straight through, we can do that. But I'm assuming you want to try to follow the already established path.
Yeah. Maybe I'll step out
to follow the path.
All right. I will find the path.
All right. Roll that perception check and let's see how you do.
Okay. Are we doing this with actual dice? And does this gaming thing do this? What do we do?
I should have done this at the beginning. If you go to your character sheet on D&D Beyond, you can click on any box and it will roll that check for you.
Like this.
And then it shows up on the screen for everybody to see, which is what I love about it. All right.
Super cool.
A 16 is a beautiful lead roll. So a 16 means, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that would be the point at which, I think that's the point at which Thea steers you slightly wrong.
Uh-oh.
She's sure she has the path completely locked in. And unfortunately, does not have it as well locked as she thought she did. And the party veers off into some dunes. And as she heads up a dune, like, okay, I think this is where they went next.
I think we better split up.
Good idea.
Yeah, we can do more damage that way.
They are not splitting up. I am not splitting the party. That's a no. No. We saw what happened in that movie when they split up. There was a chandelier destroyed.
Yeah, it was not good.
We're not doing that. She heads up a dune and starts down the other side, and Asteki kind of glances over his shoulder and glances back, and he starts to follow her down. And that's when a skeletal hand bursts out of the sand and wraps around Asteki's ankle.
Oh.
And as he pulls away from it, he has an opportunity to look down again, and 5 skeletons rise up out of the sand dune and move in on your party.
Oh, there's the skeletons you wanted.
Do me a favor.
Finally, something interesting.
Do me a favor and roll initiative.
Oh my.
How do you handle initiative here?
Oh
well, there's a box for initiative. I'll just
I know.
click it.
Isn't it
Roll
awesome?
as low as you can.
Is that your strategy
how I handle
tonight?
Initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, there it is.
Not I rolled the 20, so ha.
It's a good thing that you guys did not split the party, because... Whoa, okay, hold on. Hang on, I have to fix that. Thea did not roll 190 for initiative. That's a misclick on my part.
190, that would be crazy.
No, that'd be a 19.
Slight misclick. By the way, also I sent, Jeff and Liz, I sent you a link for a thing that says improved initiative player view.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you pop that open, you'll see the board with where everybody is in the, oops, let me get around to the right person to go first, where everyone is in the combat actions, and some information about how tough all of these people are.
Cool.
So, cast hydrochloric acid. What? Oh, hey, Spinny. Glad to have you along tonight. Hopefully dinner went well for everybody. And hopefully these guys don't get your favorite 2 partners killed. It could happen. Okay, Nebula, what's Samara doing in this moment as the skeletons rise up and move in with broken, rusted swords and shields?
I don't know. Because I'm first, I don't know. Maybe this might be a good time to bring out Bob, just because. I don't know. Maybe displace some of the skeletons so they're not like all grouped together. I don't know where they are.
They kind of surrounded you.
Okay,
They've surrounded us.
that's not good.
Yeah, that makes math easy.
All right. Yeah, I think maybe I'll bring out Bob and put him
Okay.
somewhere to break up some of the skeletons.
Okay, let me pop over here just to get some relative going. Although I think we can still keep it kind of loose and light. Okay, so you pull up a large ball of fire appears next to your group, practically on top of 3 of the skeletons.
Nice.
One of them is going to immediately step. No, don't touch it. It's going to move out of the way, and it's going to lunge at the nearest person, which will be Samara.
Great.
Asteki, would you like to say anything at this moment?
Yeah, sure. I would like to intercede with my. Oh, I'm muted. Sorry.
I would like to block with the shield.
That's a +2 to. Is that disadvantage or a +2? I forget.
Disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. Good thing you were there.
It's my job.
Next up, initiative order will be Thea, who has her twin daggers,
Oh, is
or
that?
something else.
Yeah, I was looking for that. So did I see 2 weapon style or some such thing?
It's in 5th edition. It's built in.
Okay.
If you have 2 light weapons, you can use them. And mathematically, your 2 daggers are actually just as good as a rapier plus short sword.
All right then. So how do I roll attack? Just hit plus.
Push the box where it says +8.
Oh.
I know, crazy, isn't it?
Okay.
That'll be a hit, and definitely a hit. So,
All right, and then you do the same thing for damage.
Yep.
Oh, cool. All right, cool.
And one of them drops. Actually, and now here's the best part. Just to know how badly you got it, you also have your sneak attack damage. If you scroll down a little bit on your actions page, under other, you'll see sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As long as a cohort is within 5 feet of it is engaging a target, you can apply your sneak attack. 5th edition does not require flanking or other fancy stuff.
Okay, is that an additional attack then?
That's just additional damage to any attack you
Oh,
make.
additional damage.
And just for giggles,
Oh.
go ahead and click it. I mean, you've got the guy down, but you really got it.
Okay.
Oh my.
He's extra dead.
He's extra dead.
That's
Extra
what I
dead.
like to see.
Free
Skull
damage.
crushing. Skull crushing dead.
Skull crushing dead as Thea leans into it and just hacks it repeatedly with her daggers, and then stomps on its skull when it hits the ground.
Nice.
Hate skeletons. Hate them.
Go back into the ground where you came from.
This one's going to stand its ground and fight. It's going to avenge its fallen brother. And it is going to connect. So, it does 6 damage to Thea.
Okay.
And the other one is going to... Oh, and then it takes... How much damage does it take for standing its ground? Nebula? Go ahead and roll damage from Bob.
Let me say.
Yeah, it's 2d6.
Yep.
Yep, go ahead and roll that.
2d6. Yep.
Okay. And this one's also going to make an attack. In particular, it's going to go after Asteki. Because why not?
Nice.
Because it can't. And the last one's going to go after the good friar. And the friar is forced to fall back in defense. Ooh, taking 8 damage.
Ouchie.
Big ouchie.
Don't like that.
Nope. But it's Asteki's action.
Mhm.
Talk about there are bones everywhere now.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna start smacking skeletons because it looks fun.
Yes, do it.
Okay. So let me find the right button to push. All right.
And 2 of the skeletons
First
did take
attack
damage from Bob.
is-
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Okay, first damage is I can't read it. It went under a box.
It came out to
It's like-
11. Is that one of the wounded ones?
Yeah. Team tactics. Go after the wounded one.
Okay, that one's dead.
All right. And now because I'm level 5, I could swing again, right?
Yes, you get 2 attacks per action.
Nice.
Mr. Marshall class.
So that one
Also
hits, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damage.
See, this is what I'm talking about with the paper cuts.
Wow, a 5. Smelly Smack, the Skelly Smack 3000. I don't know. Have you named your? Actually, you know what? We'll round that up. All right, that's another one down. Let me. Friar Jack, what's going on?
Well, these are skeletons.
Yep.
I'm a cleric.
Yeah, let's go.
Now you only get 1 channel divinity per short rest.
How many are left?
According to the board. Let's see. 1,
We got this.
2.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, there were just 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been landing shots. This is just, this is a warm up, man. I'm just
Oh,
like
well, then-
loosening up.
Then in that case, I'll quarterstaff him.
Yes.
That'll hit.
Bethwacka.
Break their bones to make your coffee.
I mean, not a lot of damage, but
Hey, you poked it.
that's not my thing.
No, true. It's not why they brought you along. And you
Exactly.
You hit it. Okay, let me get rid of the ones that have been removed from the combat. Get them off the board, just to kind of clean it all up. And then we're back to the top of the combat round. Let's take us back to the wizard Samara. Nebula, what's she doing? There's one wounded and
let's
one
see.
perfectly healthy.
Well, I'll take out the hurt one, I guess. Since it's on its way out.
Good plan.
Let's see. I will do the classic old firebolt.
Which has leveled up in damage since we last gathered.
So I'm looking forward to this. Wow,
And
of course.
you missed.
Well, if I don't know if everybody's okay with doing a reroll. I don't know.
I'm cool with it.
Or not, or I can,
We got
leave it
plenty of 'em.
leave it to you guys to get them.
I say blow it up.
I'm asking the party. What say you?
Go for it.
Right, reroll it is. Hopefully,
Oh.
or this time. Oh, hey, thank you, Spinny.
I'll put that back. Spinny's on it. Ends
Oh
the
my
debate.
goodness,
Ow.
it didn't help.
That didn't help. It actually got worse.
It's gonna be one of those days, apparently.
Could be one of
Maybe
those
Bob
days.
will take him out.
Maybe.
Move Bob somewhere that makes sense. We forgot about Bob.
Oh no, I didn't. The ones
Well,
that the
Bob
ones
is
that stayed
there.
to fight Samara took
I
damage.
don't know if Bob is near that skeleton, but if he is,
Oh.
Let's see. This one's gonna he's gonna come after Samara. As she throws a fireball, it turns and its eye sockets glare at you.
Oh, I can intercede again. because I have my action. I get to
you
block
do.
you one time around.
Yep. And you block him right back into Bob.
Nice.
He's going to attempt.
Now you're thinking with Bob.
He does manage to make his save though, so he only takes half damage from Bob. But that then puts us at Thea's action.
Oh, well, at least.
All right then. Can I reach the uninjured one?
Sure.
Well, all right then.
That'll hit.
Okay. And
It's engaged in a melee, so you can also apply your. That will not. But go ahead and apply your sneak attack damage to that first hit.
I will. As soon as I can find where it is on this page. What? I don't see it.
It's cool. It's
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Found it. Sorry. Still adjusting.
No problem. So now it's a
Ooh,
15.
Nice.
And that one goes down all by your one sum.
That is lovely. I
Nice.
like this 5th edition sneak attack thing.
I
Is that
know.
nice?
This
Very
is
nice.
great.
They simplified that. Oh, also, side note, just to tell you how awesome your character is, which, by the way, Friday night, was it Friday? No, it was Saturday, last night. The first hour of my stream was making this character live, which was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun setting up, but I believe as part of your background, where was it?
Do I have a background?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember where it ended up, though, because there was a expertise, thieves can't. Here it is, under features and traits.
When I lost my whole character sheet. Oh, there we go. Okay.
You get your charisma modifier gets added to your initiative rolls because of your rakish audacity.
Awesome.
Okay.
I don't know who helped you make this character. This could absolutely be something I would have made myself.
Yeah.
You guys, you nailed it. You right down to being a drow. Seriously.
It was fun. It was a fun character build. The other twist is that you can take a bonus action every one of your turns to take a dodge or disengage. So you have some nice stuff going on there to help you out. But that then takes us back to the combat, and you're going to then turn to Asteki. There's one, that one's dead. So now Asteki's up. There's the one that's been beating on Samara.
Right. I know how to handle this situation.
I think I like this guy.
With a 21. Ooh. And down it goes.
Even if he is a big, shiny human, I think I still like him.
Easy peasy.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
With violence. You guys came out okay.
Right.
You take a moment to look around the rolling sand and the beach.
I'm gonna take a moment to tie up whatever body part is leaking right now.
Is everyone all right?
Not so.
I think so. We're okay.
I am not okay.
What's wrong, Thea? Did you get stuck?
I don't know.
Let me take a look.
Skeletoned. I was skeletoned. I did not get any specifics. Pretty sure something's bleeding.
Where's the blood coming from?
We'll say it's coming from your leg.
So yeah, I'm down 6.
How does a medicine check of 14 do?
Good.
Does that help at all?
Predominantly, it's going to help if she's bleeding out.
Oh.
You can confirm that the bleeding is stopped and it won't get infected.
That is a bonus with the stupid, nasty skeletons.
It's a good sign.
And you probably get a lollipop, you know.
Well, it makes sense too. You don't know how long these blades.
If you give me a lollipop, I will lick it and stick it to your forehead.
I am not going to give you a lollipop. Have no fear. Mainly because I haven't got any.
Okay. Just saying.
Turkish delight. It's irresistible.
Where did you find this information on my character sheet about the
Oh.
I found some background description. Okay, that's probably where it is.
Mm-hmm. All kinds of good things hide there.
Okay, this is so funny. I didn't see any of this. This is like, yep.
Yep.
Yep, I could have totally made this character myself. You're awesome.
I try. Every once in a while I succeed.
It makes me, I'm a little worried that you know me this well in such a short amount of time. This is a little scary.
Well, here you go. Let's sort this out.
Nope.
What are we sorting?
And you take back 7 from as he prays over your wounds.
Ooh,
You take back 7 damage.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Who did that? The paladin?
Me?
Shiny man? Wait, no. Wait, who's me?
No, Friar Jack.
Friar Jack. Okay, I thought Friar Jack did a health check. Okay.
I did a health check, and you're not going to die, but you're
Oh,
still
good.
hurt. So,
Then you did more. I understand.
ta-da.
Wow,
Yes.
thanks. This is great.
My paladin wound
I might
care.
have some use. I might have some use for religious people, even if I have no use for any gods.
Well, we do have our uses.
Yeah, and just so you know, paladin wound care and healing is rub some dirt in it or bring you back from the dead. That's the only type of care I offer at this location.
Got it. Got it.
And we don't want to rub this dirt in it, I don't think. This is not good dirt for that.
No. What is that? Where did that come from? I don't want that.
What do you not want?
The beholder that I somehow see on my friggin'.
Oh, you might have to refresh the page. That's their default misfire.
Like I don't want it. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
If on D&D Beyond, if you accidentally click something that it doesn't like, or if it loses connection to the page, to the server, it throws a beholder picture up.
Oh, I've never had that happen before.
Well, it's funny because last Tuesday I did a planning session for Ravenloft, or for Curse of Strahd, and I sat down, I got all set to fire it up, and D&D Beyond went down. So like I couldn't access any of the online resources to help me do the planning session.
Oh, crud.
Which was really stressful. Speaking of stressful, who's taking point as you try to resume your path along the dunes?
I will, if you trust me not to get lost again.
Well, you got us this far, and that was pretty good, I would say.
I
You're
agree.
doing wonderfully. Keep going.
I liked where we ended up.
Yeah, I'm sure. See if I can
And
find some
at this
vampires.
point, these guys are serious. I'm
that
going
is-
to sling my quarterstaff and take my shield and mace out.
Oh, did we make it?
You manage to not fall off the path until you come up the top of the dunes onto where the sand transitions more into a heavy gravel and then some more solid rock and various types of metamorphic bedrock as you start to work your way up. You take you have a moment to breathe as you realize you've gotten past the dunes with relatively little involvement. There's been a lot of it was the one scrap, but for the most part you managed to stay to the path, and that felt good. And there's a moment where you're about to head back, continue across the way deeper onto the island when Steve takes off from his perch on Asteki's shoulder with a scream. He loops back over the sand behind you, and you watch as one of the dunes kind of falls away as it shakes, and a collection of skeletons rise up out of it. Unimpressed with your efforts to pass them, they're going to give chase.
Darn it.
How many skeletons?
You stopped counting at 12.
Oh.
They start to move at a slight jog, except that rather than running side by side, they kind of coalesce. so that in one moment you can see 15, 16 individual skeletons. In the next moment, you see a large blob of bones rolling in your direction. And in the last moment, you can see a massive hulking form of a single giant skeletal creature.
Oh, no.
Made up
Friar,
of the bones of all of the skeletons.
Why are we here? Roll the bones.
I understood that reference. But the better question, why does it happen?
Well, friend Friar, you got anything to do about this, or are we just hacking and slashing again?
Well, I will sing the hymn of the Lord of the Morning. Here comes the sun, doo 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 doo.
La 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 la.
And if I understand how turning undead works correctly, it needs to make a save versus Constitution?
I can check. It's been a while since we've had a cleric at the table.
It gets a saving throw.
It does. So you are burning a turn on it.
I'm gonna burn a turn on this because dang.
Because this would be bad. Okay. It's a save versus wisdom. And its wisdom is not high. Okay. The monstrosity of bones comes rattling towards you with alarming speed. By the way, for those that are curious of such things, let me put this up for y'all.
I'm curious to see what this thing looks like.
Oops, wrong button. Copy. Hang on, I got the graphic here.
Wait, where are we going? On the jam board?
Yeah, I'll put it over on the board for everybody to see.
Cool.
Bink.
This is my monstrosity of cheese.
We did mac and cheese for dinner too. Yeah, I like that graphic I found. That works.
Where went the graphic?
Page 13 of the Jamboard.
Oh, and it just got a circle over it.
I don't like that.
Wow, that looks terrifying.
Oh no.
As it rumbles towards you at
my.
like massive strides and raises its fists, Friar Jack steps up in front of it and begins to sing to the Morning Lord. And as he does, his quarterstaff takes on a light and energy, and the skeletal thing stops and then begins to take steps backwards towards the dunes. And it will continue to back for a while.
Nice.
Given that everyone here is 5th level, I will not make you guys roll to know this. As soon as it takes damage, it will begin its charge again. But you have some time to plan something before that happens. Now would be a good time to plan that.
Yeah, what is our plan of attack?
Bravely run away.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, do we think it's gonna follow us?
Yeah,
I'm sure it will.
Run it. Yeah, I was gonna say, can we outrun it, or is it like something that's just gonna follow us no matter where we go?
I don't think we can outrun it. I mean, it's not going to come any closer for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to fight
Well,
it.
we
out.
could take shelter in the smoldering ruins, right? Because
I don't know if that's gonna help.
We
it's
don't
probably
know
just-
what's in the smoldering ruins.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than this.
We could
Oh,
come
yes,
across-
it could.
We could come across like another giant creature, and then we're fighting two at the same time. And then
But
it's
it could be like Godzilla versus King Kong. So if we run into something even nastier, maybe it won't want to eat us. It'll go after the other thing because they're legends and they have to fight. That's how that works.
No, or they team up against us.
You've had a very
Okay.
fortunate life, haven't you?
What?
I
what
make
is
all the
our-
bad decisions and it works out. That's like
what
my
is our
thing.
terrain?
That's how I'm going to introduce my character from now on.
So we're moving on to more rocky terrain. Is it level? Are we moving up in elevation?
It's mostly flat from here to where you're going. You can actually see in the distance along the island the Abbey itself. Would really make a great island for something like a lighthouse because it's just a big slab of rock sticking up out of the water, except for the fact that it has all the shoals around it to make it hard to approach except for the one beach.
I wonder if there's any fresh water on this island at all.
Now is not the time.
No, I suppose not.
Unless you're gonna make it a well of holy water.
That's what I was gonna say. Unless you're gonna like bless it, make it holy, so you actually use it.
Is there a like some rocks we could make like a trip rope, like wrap around and like trip this thing?
Yeah, like if you create like some sort of like trap.
Are there rocks big enough to like dodge behind?
Sure. You can find some cover somewhere if that's what you're thinking. It does not look like it's going to be using ranged attacks against you, so cover is of limited use. But you could probably set up a place to do a trip line if you want to drag it into that.
Yes, I do.
Right, set that up because I can only hold it off for so long.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Which two people are manning the trip line?
Me.
I can act as bait.
I can be bait.
I was gonna say somebody has to be made so that it'll go after them, and then I can hold the other end of the trip line, I guess.
Not to put too fine a point on this, Samara gets tired holding a cast iron griddle over a fire. Asteki can walk around in full plate mail.
True.
I'm just going to put that out there for perspective as you're deciding who should be doing what.
True. I mean, maybe I should be the bait, and I can, lure it over with like a fire bolt to the face.
It already knows exactly where I am. I think I'll take the bait this time. And could you cover me with some of that fire?
Yes, I absolutely can.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then I'll man the other side of the rope.
Okay.
Sounds good.
As you take up your positions, so the way I'm picturing this is that you're basically standing in a triangle with Asteki and Thea on 2 points at the bottom, and at the top of the triangle is Friar Jack and Samara. And the plan is going to be for Samara to light it up and keep its attention with Friar Jack, and then hopefully as it crosses...
And then run like hell.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Knebula, what's your hello, I'm over here action?
I don't know. Where am I? I'm like,
I have third level
where...
spells now.
Okay. Is it something where I have to get further away? Like, am I already far away?
You're far enough away. You can just use what you want to use. I know what Dagon would tell you to use.
Fireball.
I know. I know he would tell me to use that too. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's new. I haven't used it yet. So
is that the plan?
Yeah.
The big hello.
Let's unveil, the fireball and give him a nice.
Okay. So a fireball centered on the skeletal thing.
All right, hang on.
Oh wait.
Before we do this, we might just need this. Bless you all.
Yay!
Ew! Ew!
That's usually my job. I get to more smites in. I like this.
So you all get to, when you attack or save, for the next however long it lasts.
Combat, basically.
You get an extra D4 to add to your attack roll or saving throw, depending.
Nice.
Yep, it applies to everyone, unfortunately, except you.
Except me. Yeah, it doesn't work on me.
Okay. The good news is that she can't miss. The fireball automatically is going to go where she wants it to go. It is going to get a save. There's only one of them on there. Get that off the board.
Dex 14 save.
Yep. So let's see how he does with his save. Okay, roll your damage.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God. How
It was
Jesus.
just dice. There was dice everywhere on the screen.
Dude,
Holy moly. All right, that was a lot of dice. Jeez.
That
I'll
was
take a step back.
a pretty good roll.
Oh my goodness, I see why everybody likes this thing.
Okay, so Samara begins to reaches into a pocket, pulls out a bit of bat guano, which she rubs between her fingers, smears it with sulfur, and then throws her hands outward as a ball of flame the size of a grapefruit leaves her hands, and the size of a boulder impacts on the front of the skeletal juggernaut. Bone goes in every direction as it hits. And at this point, it has now decided it is no longer afraid of the little man who prays to the gods. And it is coming with a vengeance.
How fast is it coming?
It's coming. The good news is you force it to retreat enough that everyone has one ranged action before it reaches the trip line.
Okay.
And or smashes over on top of Samara.
Run away. Bravely run away.
Okay. So we're gonna get back over the trip line, so that it will trip when it gets here. Do we still have time to do something?
Absolutely.
Good.
What's your something?
It's a guiding bolt.
Okay. Roll the damage from that. Unless I'm mistaken, it gets a save against that too.
I don't.
Then
Guiding bolt is badass.
guiding bolt. Oh, you have to make an attack roll first.
Oh,
Oh yeah, guiding bolt. There's a different one that doesn't have a to
I
hit.
don't think I hit it.
That will miss.
Rats.
You have some rerolls.
What do you think, party?
Yes.
Roll it.
Down.
Yes, do it.
That may have gotten him.
Yes.
No, just a little bit.
Okay, let's see what the damage does this time. Not bad.
Take 12. That's damage. Is there a bonus for it being an undead? I'm trying to remember. There's one that does and there's one that doesn't. Guiding bolt. The
No,
next
it doesn't
attack roll
say
made
anything
against this
about-
target before the end of your next turn has advantage thanks to the mystical dim light. That's
Yep.
good to
So
know.
everyone gets advantage attacking it.
Anyone else going to fire off a ranged attack before it reaches you?
It's a rare opportunity, but I'm going to throw my hammer of light at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I used it like the first time, and then I never used it again because it never came up. So
Oh, the light hammer. Okay.
yeah, light hammer, hammer of light.
You said hammer of light, and my thought was like, when did you get a hammer of light? I don't remember getting.
Oh, is that like
one
a
out.
named weapon or something?
Probably.
Yeah. No.
Sounded like-
That sounds pretty
simple
cool to me.
Light thrown.
Okay.
All right, let's see if that hits. Doesn't look like it's gonna hit.
But you have advantage because Friar Jack lit it up. So roll it again.
All right, let's
And
see.
you don't have to use the reroll because you just have
Alright.
advantage.
Okay, damage.
Oh, that's nice.
That'll hit.
And I get to do 4 damage. Yes. With my Thor's hammer to the face.
Actually, with 4, that's kind of more like chipped off a bit of its knee.
I'll take what I can get.
Okay.
It's better than 0.
Yeah, it's a freebie.
It's a freebie. All right, Samara, Samara or Thea, did you guys want to get a shot in before it reaches it?
No, I felt like I should not attract attention,
Good call.
but it sees the friggin' trip line.
And Samara, do you want anything else before it gets to the line? Or are you saving it for after it crosses it?
Yeah, I think I'll wait till it maybe possibly goes down and
Okay. In that case, I am going to do all right, so it reaches the line and is in position. Thea and Asteki both pull hard on the rope, pull it up out of the gravel, snap across
Whoa!
its knees, so to speak. I need both of you to roll me a strength check. And it's going to roll its. 15 and 18 are definitely solid rolls, and they're better than what it rolled. And it goes down. Well, it doesn't completely hit the ground, but it definitely is tripped. Falls to its knees, and it kind of ends up in like a 3-point stance for a moment. And I will thus categorize it as prone when the combat starts. Now we roll initiative.
Indeed.
And we'll see how many people get a chance to get a jump on it before it picks itself back up.
So want to.
Let's see. Thea's at 17. Let's see. Samara came in at, don't know yet. Asteki goes on 16.
Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
Good Friar goes on 6. And our Wizard acts on.
Where is that? Oh, there it is. I'm like, where?
Where's initiative?
Oh, initiative. Sorry, I wrote strength. I didn't mean to do that. Initiative.
Very SMR. Really? SMR? ASMR? There they go. 17.
I'm gonna roll for initiative.
We got him. We got him. And surprise of surprises, Thea goes first. And she's on mute.
Darn kids.
Dang whippersnapper.
I know. He thinks he can talk to me and stuff. Gosh.
Oh,
He's going like a responsible child. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Okay. I want to. What? Better. All right. He just negated my order from Buffalo Wild Wings because I was talking smack.
Oh.
My credit card, and I'll just cancel it. Okay,
Modern
sorry.
problems require modern solutions.
I would like to run out from cover, vault over the skeleton, carrying the rope to try to like tangle him up in the rope. I want to go for waist level. I want to wrap that rope around him.
Like in that old movie, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, like that.
That's not funny. That movie came out, what, 3 years ago?
Sure.
It's a story and I'm sticking to it. I love how you have to tell you what to do. Like, and that's an athletics check. Let's see. I think he's going to be, he'll take an attempt to resist it and not do as well as he might have. Okay. No problem. You do manage to wrap it up. It's going to have less attacks than it should, and it's going to remain prone after it does its move action. So you managed to pin it down even more.
Nice.
Mars action.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, the -1 to initiative. You still seem to come out pretty far ahead.
Yeah. Hey, take it. What am I doing? I want to. I think I'm gonna go with Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Level 2. I want to do level 2. Maybe level 2. Scorching Ray.
You still got some stuff coming up, but
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know.
make a call. You've got it prone, so you're pretty much likely to hit with all 3. So I would probably, I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah. We'll stay with level 2.
Okay. So you get 3 attack rolls with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Get where I can see those. So that'll hit.
Move, die, you're in my way. Oh, nope, that's not gonna hit.
But you get advantage, so roll it again. So that's 2 hits.
That'll hit.
Third ray.
Oh, that was close. It almost landed on 4.
That's it. So you have 3 hits. So roll damage 3 times, and let somebody get a calculator, because I think we're gonna need it. Oh,
Okay.
22.
was that? Did you cast it at first level or second level?
Second, I think.
Okay. I think you didn't do enough damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you cast it at second level, no, you did. Never mind. My bad. I can't count.
I'm pretty sure it was
Yep.
second
Oh,
level.
second level. Okay. Cool beans. So that's 22 damage. That's a chunk of change.
I'll take it.
All right, and that's then going to take it to its action. It's going to attempt to stand up, but it can't because it's been roped down. It's going to lash out with its one claw that's loose and try to land it on the nearest target, which is going to be the thing that's roping it up right now.
You think?
Can I intercede on this?
Well, you would be right next to her at this point because she was on the opposite side and then jumped over the thing.
Okay.
So tie it up, so you'd
So-
be right next to each other.
I want to put this on the board because I feel terrible, but I feel obligated to stay true to my dice. And normally I'll make modifications, but I want to ask you a question, Asteki.
Mm-hmm.
Just thematically, how badly do you want to intercede?
Oh, I would like to get like hit so hard I get knocked like clear on the other side of the place.
Okay, because these were my attack rolls. And I feel really bad.
Ooh.
I don't normally pick up the DM screen and say, I'm really sorry, guys.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to.
Nice.
Well, here's the good news. You only take... 8... You only took 24 damage.
Is that with my -3?
Holy.
21.
Yes. I am super squishy. I need to save every hit point.
As it rips one claw loose of the rope where Thea did not get it latched down, it pivots on its knee and just lashes out in her direction with a heavy rake. In that moment, Asteki slides across the gravel to put himself between the Juggernaut and the Dark Elf and takes the full brunt of the attack, which sends him spinning to the ground. And you can tell that his arm for his flail hand is not in a direction it's supposed to go.
Oh.
As he kind of like forces it back in and winces his way through it.
Just pop it right back.
Here's the good news. It's Asteki's action.
All right. Can I trust getting heals on next turn? Because I really like to smite it back, but I'm not above lay of hands on myself.
You can trust getting healed.
All right, cool. Then I'm going for the smite back.
Searing with like feeling the searing pain throughout your shoulder and upper arm, you ignore all of it. As you rise up and bring your flail down and let out a scream not dissimilar to an entire murder of crows descending on something. That will hit. Barely.
All right.
Well, it's also
so I get base damage plus, I think, 4d8.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's base damage, and then I'm going to do 4d8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it. That's what you get.
I like the shiny man.
I'm going to put this out there. Do you want to re-roll that damage? Or are you good with that?
The flail damage?
The
Reload?
bonus damage. It's below average, but
I'll burn a reroll on that. That thing almost killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 4. Because I'm gonna use the next level. I math.
So much for
I rolled the
averages.
same thing.
Yep. Yep.
It really wanted to take 13 damage, apparently.
At least it wasn't less.
I gotta go to Vegas.
No kidding.
Apparently.
13 anyway.
Lucky 13.
You're consistent. Divine Smite. For each spell. Okay. 2d8, and you use the first level spell slot.
No, I did the second in order to get all 4.
Oh, you
Otherwise,
get
it would
roll
be
one more
3.
because it's undead. Throw another d8 at it.
No, that's why I did 4. So
Oh,
I think I
okay.
get 3 at a level 2 plus 1 more. But I do get to smack it again
You do.
because I get 2 swings.
You do.
So let's go. You thought it was over, but I'm not done. I'm still coming at you. With my broken arm, just kind of like.
Beat him with the broken arm.
And I'm consistent. It's the best I can
Oh
do.
my gosh. And it's a
A
hit.
flesh wound.
It's a hit.
All right, so here's
Not
the
a
base.
flesh wound, surely.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you're going another spell slot into it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's got it coming.
19, so that's another 26. Holy cow. Okay. It's still there. And it is now up to Friar Jack to do something.
Am I close enough to do a straight up cure wounds, or do I need a ranged effect on this?
You can move and get over there.
Okay. In that case, I will.
Run over there and clamp your arm on your hand on his arm and imbue him with some healing energy.
Yes, I'm gonna head over and heal, cure wounds him.
Asteki takes a step back and just kind of like lets his arm hang for a second while he focuses on ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, we'll sort that out.
Looking epic and awesome in all of his things.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. That's nice. Okay, and then Liz, you're up with Thea. What's she doing in this moment?
Oh, she is going to take some dagger attacks at this thing.
That'll hit.
Excellent.
It's not hard to hit a giant form of bones.
Big bunch of bones.
Yeah, that's hard to miss. Be
Okay, I'm
good or
looking for
bad.
my-
There we go.
there it is.
And so that's one hit. And the other one?
Is it sneak attack? Is that what this other one is? Increased damage?
Oh yeah, that 3d6. You can do that.
Cool.
Yeah, there are other people within 5 feet of it. So that's
Alright.
17.
And
And then
then
you have your offhand attack.
many things all over my screen in my way. See how to get rid of them. Okay.
You can
Got
clear
it.
them with those.
Ooh,
Fortunately, Rob's space is right in the way. Oh.
a couch falls on you. Roll deck save. There, now my head's really in the way.
Okay, what about 14?
That'll hit.
All right then.
And I don't think you can sneak attack a second time though.
No. Pretty sure no. All
But
right. Here we go. That's my thing. Dagger, dagger.
and in that as Thea basically cartwheels over the paladin and priest, she lands next to it and just lights it up with a series of attacks with her daggers. And as she stands up, the skeleton bits sort of just crumble around her,
Yes.
leaving nothing but a pile of broken bones and twisted rope.
Nice. Nice job.
Well
giant,
done,
nasty
comrades.
skeleton.
That was a good fight, team. Good fight.
And clever. I give you mass props for the trip line.
I would never have thought of that.
Thanks to Thea with that.
That was a good move.
A brilliant move.
Way to take the hit. No problem, guys.
You are my hero.
I don't think any of us would have been standing after that.
No. I would have been dead. I would have been dead. Dead. Yes.
Yep. DED. Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. Normally, the priest has the most hit points in your group.
Yeah, but I've been softened up a bit.
True that.
All right. Wow, that was exciting. Crazy giant skeleton monster. All right.
Madness.
Yeah, that was just the beginning. Like, who knows what?
What
We're
are
gonna
the odds
encounter-
that that's the scariest thing on the island? What do you think?
I really hope
I
it
don't know.
is.
I hope so, but I'm scared.
I'm really skeptical about the smoking ruin here. I don't know. Let's
Yeah. I don't know what lurks in there.
Yeah, but it's smoking. That means it won't have as good lung capacity. We'll be able to wear it out a lot quicker.
if it has lungs.
Right.
Oh, I just realized that's a lot scarier.
Remember, though, never trust anything you can't see where it keeps its brain.
Oh yeah, that's terrifying.
That's solid advice.
Indeed.
That foreshadowing?
No, that's just me remembering the wisdom of Mr. Weasley.
Ah, very well.
Brilliant character. You've made it past the beach. You're up onto the island proper. You have a moment to kind of gather your wits. Steve has returned and is glad to see that its companion is not dead. It was scared for a moment. You have the opportunity to begin your trek across the island towards the ruins, and it's not a short distance. So you've got probably a good 25-30 minutes of walking ahead of you. You tap into your water supplies, maybe snack on some rations on the way, and it's not long before you reach the actual ruins themselves. An easy scout at distance reveals that there's no sign of movement outside of the ruins. Now, this is the first time, I think this is the first time for any of the four of you, you've played with me in a game where I have boxed text. Once I start reading the boxed text, you are locked into the events of the boxed text unless you pass a wisdom save. So if you interrupt the boxed text, you have to make a wisdom save with a DC of 15.
Okay.
Wait. So say that again.
Dungeons & Dragons modules traditionally come with sections I'm supposed to read out loud.
Okay.
And sometimes historically, they have a lot of stuff happen in the box in that section. So if you want to interrupt me to say, no, that doesn't happen, you have to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Is this what's about to occur?
So
Yeah,
so it's like, and the paladin suddenly dies, and I have to be like, no, wait, that didn't happen. We're playing like a game of like telephone.
Not
Like-
quite, but in the
Oh.
older modules, sometimes they would have like your party walk into a room and like engage someone in conversation.
Oh, okay.
They've gone way better. That hasn't really happened much since the 90s, but anyone who played D&D back in the 80s remembers like the first round of modules was notorious for like reading your group into bad situations.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that
was true.
So
Like,
Liz and
why
Jeff and I
would
are
we
all
say
laughing at
that?
this.
All right. Well, just tell me if I should intercede with words.
Fair enough. Well, it occurred to me too, like you haven't actually sat through a pre-written adventure yet. Everything we've done on our Sundays has been completely like I've just been riffing whatever happens.
Yeah.
This one's been a lot of. I mean, I love this one that I stumbled onto in my collection of stuff because it's a neat little adventure. And that's not true for all men, cheapskate. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'll play the hashtag not all men.
Wait, what?
Not all men.
Don't ask.
I missed something.
It's in the Twitch chat.
In the chat.
We were discussing where certain things keep their brains.
Can I? Oh. Can I?
Okay. All that remains of the Abbey is a great square of stones filled with burned and blackened rubble. As you approach the sooty stones, it is obvious someone has been sorting through the debris. Assorted oddments are piled inside the scorched square of the foundation stones. Ruined cooking utensils, crusted pots and pans, mangled kettles, and less identifiable metal objects lie in one pile. Broken crockery, platters, plates, porcelain, and pottery are heaped in another. A great deal of wood has been sorted into one large mound of badly burned scraps. In the center of the ruins is an opening, and as you move nearer, you see a stone staircase leading down into darkness.
No, we don't.
Wait, what?
Oh, I totally do, and it's calling to me.
What's your plan for approach?
Apparently,
think we
Asteki
should-
wants to go down the dark stairway of doom.
Right behind you, Silverman.
Can we take a moment?
I agree.
Do
Can we
what?
recollect our thoughts for a second? Like
I'm in no rush.
I don't know. Regroup. I don't know. Breathe.
Okay.
Breathing's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we want to continue that.
I can light up a torch while you guys want to talk about what we're going to
Torches are good. Torches are good.
Yeah.
Investigate the backside of the ruin and see if there's a rear exit is / escape tunnel like thing anywhere out the backside.
Not a bad idea. Give me a perception check.
Well, let me find my character sheet.
That's actually kind of clever to go exploring around and do some looking and searching.
Oh, well, I'm too bad I would trip over it before I saw it.
As near as you can tell, there is no sign of another exit from the cavern, the whatever cleared out space is below this foundation.
Alrighty.
So,
Well, I have dark vision. Is there any way I can see, like, anything down the dark stairwell?
If you take a few steps, okay, for dark vision to kick in, it's like regular
Have to
vision.
be in the dark. Like,
Yeah, it's like your regular human night
Okay.
vision. It's just a lot higher fidelity, and you don't need partial light for it to trigger. So
Gotcha.
you can start down the stairs to see what you find. I'm okay with that if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I may go down a few steps and peer around
Okay.
to see if I can see anything.
Okay. The stairs go down about 15 feet in a straight line, and end in a charred wooden door that is currently closed.
Goody.
Okay.
The door looks, from what you can make out in the darkness, that it's been singed and burned, but it does provide a block to the entry. It covers the doorway.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Annoying.
So
how big is this this square? Is it like looks like it was like a tower at some point, or is it like a long
2,
like
4.
churchy kind of building? Or
I would guess it to be, hang on, 10 feet, so 10, 20, 30, 40. Well, actually, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, about 100 by 100 feet. And there was probably at some point starts of a wooden tower on top of it.
okay, that's
That's on the surface,
pretty big
yeah.
building.
Yeah.
And the floor is made of stone.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this
Staircase
staircase going down smack in the middle of it.
right, like a good entrance to a lower level or basement or stronghold.
Mhm.
Dungeon. Crypt.
crypt,
Wine cellar.
dungeon,
Wine cellar.
wine cellar.
It's
I like
going
it.
to be a wine
I
cellar.
like that theory. I think
Lovely.
with that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm digging the wine cellar option.
I'm ready to go bang on the wine cellar door.
Excellent.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't bang on it. Maybe we can just open it.
What,
Maybe we
quietly
should just
open it?
crash through, shield first.
That's my style, but if we want to just sneak in, you'll have to explain to them why we didn't announce ourselves.
Well,
I mean,
Okay, well, I'll go look at the door. Does it look like we can open the door in any sort of sneaky fashion?
It does not appear to be locked. So you you might be able to just lift the catch and ease the door open.
All right. I'll come back up. All right, guys, I might be able to open this door quietly, but if I can't, can you, like, charge?
is anything unexpected going to happen when you open that door, do you think?
Do I think? Yes, because that's always the best bet to plan for that. Yes.
Is there anything you can do to prevent the unexpected from happening?
You're the priest. What do you think? Hey?
Well, I don't know who's been living here. I mean, maybe booby trapped it.
It could be.
possible.
If anything jumps out at us, I will help you. Absolutely 100%.
I'm going to
But if
try.
anything like falls in or pops out or
Then dig me back out again, I guess, because that's the best I got.
You can check it for traps.
I was gonna say we could check
Is
the
that a
door frame.
perception? Is that a
Yeah.
perception roll?
It's perception
Okay.
now.
I will check for traps and then try to quietly open the door and investigate. And if you hear screaming, come save me.
well, how about I come down with you
Are you
and I'll be
sneaky?
right there. Well, no. But I
Well,
mean, there's
no,
a
can you
door
see the-
between us and whatever's on the other side of the door, right?
But can you see in the dark?
I mean, I would still cover it.
I can make light.
But then they will all know we're there.
I can see in the dark. I can go down.
And you can come with me.
I'll go with you.
That's
I
a
can
great
go
idea.
down.
I would take some backup. All right.
Yeah, I'll go down with you.
All right. Well, we'll be right up here, and if we hear screaming, we'll come.
That'd be good.
Alright.
That'd be good. Okay. Here we go. We're going to tiptoe down the stairs. Should I roll for stealth to tiptoe down the stairs?
Nah. But you can roll me that perception check when you get to the bottom of the stairs.
All right. Here I go.
And let's see here. Put this up top.
The worst thing ever.
Let's see. Fresh one.
No, that's not that. That was an error.
Yeah.
I keep the first one.
Okay, we'll
thanks.
keep the 13. Yep. There's no sign of any traps on the door.
Okay, I'm gonna carefully open the door and slowly push it open and peek in.
Okie dokie. Give me a stealth check.
Alrighty.
Let's see how well you do with that.
Stupid thing. Hang on, I've got things in my way.
The-
What? No, I almost left the meeting.
Ah!
Oh no.
Okay, there we go. Got it.
And the 20 lands on a 16. That's a pretty good roll. I think you're in pretty good shape.
Good enough.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves any.
Peek.
Let's
I think
see.
they're okay down there. I haven't heard anything in a while.
I think that was the idea.
No sound is a good sound, at least for now, I think.
Supposed to hear anything. Aha. Oh, that's kind of handy that they have a passive for me to work off. I don't have to roll. All right,
Oh
cool.
boy.
That makes my life easy. All right, Sue. Description. This combination dining hall and gambling den reeks of greasy, soured food. The main feature of the room is a makeshift table of burned planks supported at either end by up-ended barrels. Beneath the table are several small kegs that serve as chairs. Scraps of food are strewn across the table and on the floor nearby. 3 weary-looking humans are playing cards at the table as you peer through the doorway.
Okay. Not what I was
Unexpected.
expecting. Yeah.
I look back and shrug.
Yeah, it was like, not what I was expecting at all.
They're playing cards, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well then. I have deception.
Let's see here. Jamboard page 14. I've got a map going on.
Okay.
I broke out the graph paper.
Excellent.
I like that I can sometimes just copy and paste the quote player copy, but sometimes the player copies are not really all that spoiler free. There we go. So the boxes on the walls are doors that lead out of the room that you're in. And there. And then this would be where the table is. And there's a dude there, and a dude there, and a dude there.
All right. And how are they dressed?
That's an awesome question. One of them is dressed in light armor, and the other two are in robes, one of which is armed with a blade at their side. The one that's in the armor is also carrying a blade. In particular, just since you have the drop on them if you want to take it, or other options. Nearby to him is a shield and spear.
Okay, but they're like by the way, like side. They're not currently.
They're within reach, but he's not like holding them. He's playing cards.
Okay.
Where are we? Where are we on this little map? I'm sorry, I'm not
I should
quite
have
clear.
maybe pointed that. Here are the stairs down that you came in.
Okay, lovely.
So you came down the stairs. And I'll put that back up for everybody to see.
Okay, so we can like catch them off guard and unawares.
Awesome. All right, here I go. Are you ready with the spell?
Oh yeah, always.
Very good. I'm gonna throw the door open and stomp into the room. And where is my escort? Why am I on the beach and no one's there to meet me? What is actually going on right now?
At this point, I'll look at Sir Azteki. I was like, escort? What?
Sounds like they got themselves in trouble, but I don't hear enough yelling yet to do anything about it. Let's see where this goes.
All right.
The guy in the armor is the first to jump up, and he immediately reaches for his spear. Who are you?
I was sent here. I'm supposed to be picking up the package. Who are you? Who's in charge of this mess? Where's my escort? Why was there no one to meet me at the beach?
The two in robes look at each other. Do you think the message got through? Yes. Go get Ozymandias.
Holy crap, it's working.
And they immediately go running off to find somebody. It's like package. The guy with the spear is like, package. There's no package to pick up here. We're waiting for rescue.
I'm gonna. Who got left behind? Is he on my side of the table or the far side of the table?
There's one on near you and one opposite you, and the one the other one on your side of the table has run off to a doorway.
Okay, so
he's run off specifically to. Actually, he's going to cut across in front of you and head to a door.
Okay, so I'm going to walk off in the same direction he's going to and walk around the table to distract attention toward me and away from the stairway.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, so everyone's going to kind of be coming over in that direction. So I'll reposition the dots, and I'll put a red dot or actually I'll use a blue dot for you. So there's Thea. Here's dude with the spear, and the other one, and somebody there. And he starts knocking on the door. The door opens. And stepping out of the doorway is... there he is. A priest in robes with a large golden medallion about his neck. And he looks duly confused at the suggestion of a package. And he looks at, as he steps up into the doorway, you notice his bodyguard is standing behind him in the doorway.
Quick question.
Yes.
So I see on my character sheet I have a hand crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have drow poison on that hand crossbow?
Not at the moment.
Darn. Well, that's okay. I'm still going to shoot the cleric.
Just pop him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What's all this about a
Basically, roll an attack roll. You definitely
I really see this going too much further here.
you definitely have an action. So you have the surprise round.
Okay, let's see. Where is that?
Sometimes we shoot first and ask questions later. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes we do.
Well,
Sometimes
it's like
we
a
don't.
high-level cleric, and I don't want to see what kind of spells it's got.
That is absolutely understandable.
I don't seem to have that on my list. I guess I could just throw a dagger.
Hang on. It
That's
might
okay.
not.
Dagger works.
It might not be actually wielded. It might just be in your equipment.
Got it. So I'll just go with throw dagger. That work?
We can do that.
Very well.
That'll work. And okay, I think that's actually going to hit him. Let me get his stats pulled up and get him onto the board here so I can see. That is actually going to hit. Roll your damage. In that opening shot. Okay. You do not have the sneak attack, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, here's what's going to happen. You're standing at the bottom of these stairs. These two guys are standing on either side of you, one of which is armored, one of which is in robes. Opposite you, there is the other one in robes, the priest that's in charge, and his bodyguard. And for my record keeping, Samara is at the bottom of the stairs.
Hopefully doing something, because otherwise I'm toast.
You hear a very familiar hiya of a dagger being flung as she's no longer being sold. You also have a surprise action that you are free to take as you are close enough. What would you like to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll pop out and I'll shoot something at one of these guys. I don't know if I should go attack the same cleric that she's attacking, or
Party rules.
or
Party
the
rules.
one of the armored dudes that's like nearby her.
Party rules.
Attack the
I
cleric.
vote the people that are right behind me.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking, because they're going to be the ones that are going to attack her, you know, since they're closer. So, I think I'll attack the armor guy, armored man.
Okay.
With something.
He does not have his shield up yet, so
Oh, good. Even better.
what are you attacking him with?
That is the question.
For the record, I didn't approve. Really? Mr. Like, I'm going to walk into the necromancer's lair and just start talking?
Yeah, you got to give them an option to be nice.
Oh, now he wants to like talk and negotiate, whereas most of the time he just wants to smite everybody.
No. I think you guys got me wrong. I am an equal opportunity smiter. It was just that you just need to like. I just want to hear about the evil things that you're doing before I go and I smite you. You know, I get fulfilled. Like I feel righteous. Now I just feel like I'm coming to aid, which, like I said,
which is also righteous.
These guys hang out with
I'm not
giant
saying I
skeletons.
approve.
They're not good people.
but I understand.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right,
you got?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna firebolt
Firebolt.
the armored guy
big
that doesn't
dude?
quite have his shield up yet.
Okay. Roll your attack. That'll definitely hit.
Oh, okay. I'm like, please be higher than that. Okay, good.
And waiting for the damage dice to settle down.
It took a minute.
It still doesn't show up for me. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 12.
Okay. Yay, lag.
Um,
We're all waiting on your 12. I'm gonna see if this helps any. I'm gonna refresh that, and there it goes. There we go. Now I got everything set. Okay. All right. So there's everyone that's currently in the room when the combat starts. I also have Asteki and Firejack at the top of the stairs, and you're on the initiative roll. So go ahead and roll your initiative now that we have gone into combat.
Okay.
I kind of figured that...
Unbelievable.
Wow. Would you roll like a natural 1 or something?
Yeah, I think I really did.
So that's like almost impossible for you to be that bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's okay. It's not like you're smack dab in the middle of everybody.
Yeah, I really needed to be first. This is really bad.
Well, there's 2 rerolls in the bank still.
Mm.
this is true.
I approve.
Do we want Princess Stabby to go first?
I mean,
make another attempt at it since we're
I mean,
not
yeah.
there. There's nothing I can do.
All right.
All
I
right.
would love to take a reroll if that's okay.
go for it. Do it.
Hit it.
Okay, that's much better.
That
Yeah,
is
there you go.
markedly better. Okay, so the initiative board is now updated. You can see who's where. As a little bit of a breakdown of the particular individuals, the people that are at the table with you, or next to you, the C on the map, that's the Abbey cultist. That's the one with the sword. The acolyte's the other one in the robes. The gladiator is, that's Ogmund. And the high priest is that Ozymandias. And his bodyguard is the veteran standing behind him.
I love when the bodyguard stands behind the guy.
Well, it hasn't had a chance to come around him yet.
Good.
And he won't for a couple of rounds. Or at least a couple of actions. The cultist nearest to you is going to turn and charge towards... yeah, it's going to actually turn and charge towards Knebula. Since they're the most recent thing they saw was you casting through the doorway. And is going to be completely ineffectual as you take a step back into the doorway. And
Nice.
his sword gets caught up on the wood as it swings back and forth on either side of you. Which brings us to Thea's action.
All right, so here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have thrown a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
In this version, can I do dagger short sword or no?
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
two-hand? Okay. Then that is what
If
I'm
you,
going to
if
do.
you want to make an acrobatics check and you're attacking the same person, you can even retrieve your dagger and then still make a combat action with it.
That's so cool.
Now here's the question. Can I cover that ground?
Oh yeah, totally. It's 5 feet.
All right.
Actually, it'll be a move action, but you still have your attacks. Plus, it's
All right,
acrobatics. All right, just making a quick acrobatics check to make sure you don't do something silly like trip.
Very well.
I mean, how bad could this be,
Wait.
right?
Acrobatics. Acrobatic. Oh, that's not my best thing. Okay, let's try it anyway. Ooh.
Okay, you're not getting your dagger back this round.
All right. I super wasn't actually trying to get my dagger back. I was just going to go with the dagger.
And the short sword?
Yes.
All right.
So dagger first.
Dagger first. That'll hit him.
All right.
Damage? Okay, and then short sword.
And short sword. Oh, rapier is better than short sword. Can I go rapier then?
By all means.
There we go.
It's probably more likely to be rapier and then dagger, but
Oh.
whatever works. And the rapier comes out and skewers him.
All right.
And he staggers back in pain and frustration.
Excellent. Just don't let him cast any spells. That's my goal.
Samara's action.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna continue the assault on Ozymandias.
You step around and
Maybe.
Party rules.
I think since he's already like taken so much damage, maybe like take him out.
Fair enough. What's your plan to take him out?
And let's see. Let's do magic missile. I don't know if we need that much force, but we'll do it.
Okay. Okay. So what'd you decide on?
I was maybe magic missile, maybe just
Okay.
first level magic missile.
I think you just roll your damage then on that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You get 3 blasts, right?
Yep. 3.
So 4,
blasts.
7, 12. And he drops.
Yay.
As Samara steps around the doorway, spots whoever it is that caused Thea to immediately leap into action and just blasts him with multiple magic missiles from her hands. And he falls back into his bodyguard and slumps to the ground. What's Friar Jack doing at this moment?
Well, having heard all of the ruckus, charging down the stairs.
All right. So as you move, you charge down the stairs and step out into the room. Then what?
Step out into the room. And thaumaturgy.
To do what?
Well, I can do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to make my voice boom up to 3 times as loud as normal.
Okay.
And shout, "What is the meaning of this?"
Oh.
That's going to attract some attention.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just mad as I possibly can be. And am I close enough? Like the two guys that are at the table there.
Yeah.
Am I close enough to be within combat of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give me a performance check.
Oh, okay, sure.
That seems appropriate. Love it. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Not a very
great.
good performance.
You know, but I got their attention.
You got their attention. You are now the biggest target in the room.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm gonna make it worthwhile because I'm gonna smack them.
Okay. The big guy in the armor or the one in the robes? Or no, the one in the robes with the blade.
When you say blade,
Uh,
what kind of blade are we talking about?
Looks
Like
similar-
a scythe?
it looks similar to a scimitar.
A scimitar. Okay. I'm gonna start with the big guy with the armor.
Okay. He's really big.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm sure he is.
I
Okay.
did a little bit of damage to him, so he's a little hurt, but probably not much.
And my main concern is there are people in the room who aren't as armored as I am. So I want him to attack me.
Okay. Get some attention.
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this.
Well, we'll see if you hit.
I probably didn't.
Nope, you didn't.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm assuming if you're using your mace that you've taken your shield up.
Yes,
Okay, let me update
I've-
that then.
equipped mace and shield.
Mace and shield. There's Friar Jack. Quick edit. AC is actually now Oops, wrong direction. It's now 18.
Yes.
Ding. Okay, so that's updated
Shall
on the
link.
board. So I can remember that. All right. Let's see. That then turns to his action. He is going to, for his part, turn around, and well, you're an easy target. So
Well, I'm a available target
you're
anyway.
although I unfortunately I think he's much more likely to take a shot at the person that just dropped the leader of his cult. So I need Thea to give me a dex save, please. As he calls upon he calls upon whatever dark gods he worships, and a column of negative energy forms right where Thea is standing.
Oh dear.
I think. Is Liz all the way back enough to do that?
Wait, what?
Under if you look at the side of your character, over on the left side, it says there's a box that says saving throws. And it has strength, dex, con, int, wisdom. It has a little dot next to dex. If you click on the little +7, that'll roll it.
Oh.
There we go. Maybe. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. That's kind of disgusting.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And she rolls out of the way, taking only 3 damage,
Nice.
which is pretty good. Half damage on a save. Asteki, what's the paladin doing in this moment? He's on mute though.
Yep. I'm gonna run down there and join the party.
All right. So you've moved down there. Then what do you do once you reach the bottom of the stairs?
I guess I'll go after the biggest guy in the room too.
Okay.
Seems like a strategy.
So come straight after the big armored guy.
Yes.
All right.
And let me hit the buttons.
Okay. So double flail.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'll hit him. And then some. And that will not.
All right.
It was a good
I
effort.
did my
though.
job.
It was a good effort. His action is going to be to turn around, and he is going to he technically gets 3 attacks, so he's going to actually use 1 to pick up his shield and get into position, and then he's going to lash out at Asteki.
Oh, he'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
Yeah.
There's not a lot he can do except take the damage. Which is reduced, so he only takes 4 damage from it.
Oh, okay. That's not terrible.
No. But the guy has his shield up now. And that DR3 doesn't hurt any. This dude is dead. As cool as he is looking.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. 25 minutes on a miniature that didn't last the first round of combat.
No.
I'm not okay with that.
He died a little bit.
I'm not okay with that. The bodyguard comes charging out of that room and goes straight at Thea.
Yep, I figured.
And it's going to land a hit for 11 damage.
Ow.
Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. And that gets to the top of the combat round again. You can hear other people moving around at the various doors from the commotion of the fight. It's going to take them probably another few seconds to fully grok what's going on, but there's been enough noise. People are going to begin to investigate.
Yeah,
there's
quite a few doorways.
Mm-hmm. The nearest one to the fray is going to make an attack on Fire Jack because he's right there, and is
I
completely
can intercede on that one.
is completely ineffective. Which then now falls to our rogue as to what she plans to do.
Okay, wait. Did others come into the room?
No, but next round they will.
All right. I say retreat. All right. We have the veteran in the doorway, the priest that we killed.
Right.
We have the who is still alive over.
Okay, the armored guy his name is that Ogmund. There's a
Okay.
cultist here, and there's an acolyte and a veteran right over there.
I'm always on the wrong friggin' page.
Clean up that O. And then here's the table.
All right.
Teki is
so-
standing shoulder to shoulder with you, by the way. As the four of you have kind of like formed this nice little box right there.
Okay, so we're all right here.
Yep.
Mhm.
Although you're a little out of position because you did charge forward into Meatley, so you're kind of more here. So each of these boxes is 5 feet, so it's not exactly. It's not a
Is
long
there-
step.
Do we hear more? Is there commotion behind the door where the priest came out of?
No, you don't see anyone past him into that room.
But this veteran guy looks pretty tough.
He'll put up a fight. So that door is open. You know, for the record.
Shit. All right, I'm gonna go for this room.
Hmm?
This guy is this guy standing in the doorway? The veteran's in the doorway.
You're thinking you're gonna rush past him?
I'm just wondering if is he? Yeah, but if he's in the doorway, obviously.
Yeah, you can get past him. You have like all kinds of uncanny movement abilities. You don't even provoke attacks of opportunity when you do that.
Nah, I just need to attack him.
Okay. Also an option.
Okay.
Or you can fall back to the group because, right, if you join Asteki fighting the big guy with the spear, you can get into you can swing around the far side of him and get a flanking attack in.
Oh.
Bring that sneak attack to bear if you want to.
All right. You know what? Yep, that's a better plan. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So we're gonna go with rapier.
Okay, so you slide in behind him. That is not going to hit,
Darn.
unfortunately. And the dagger is also not going to hit.
Darn.
That's an
All right.
unfortunate combination. You have one reroll in the bank at the moment.
I don't feel like that's worth it.
Okay. The off. All right. Oops. Samara, what's Samara doing in this moment?
Oh, let's see. Okay, so who is nearby?
Nearest to you, you're the green dot. So
Yeah.
big guy with the armor,
Okay, still alive.
little guy with a sword, bodyguard, and guy in robes. You.
I think I'm gonna continue the assaults on the bodyguard, or not the bodyguard, the armored guy.
Okay. Casting.
Good question. I feel like he's gonna take, he need a lot, like he's gonna take a lot of damage. He's gonna need like something.
Mm-hmm.
higher level. Maybe I'll do a level 2 scorching ray
Okay.
on him.
Roll your attacks. Flaming hands. There's a lot of people in the way.
Wow.
That one missed.
Hey.
That one definitely hit.
Ooh.
That hit.
I'll take
So
that.
you roll damage basically 3 times because you got a critical on the one.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
so that's 16, 19 damage. It's pretty impressive.
I'll take it.
He's going to feel it. What's Friar Drac up to? Are
Was
there a
that
lot of them?
the
Not that
sorry?
many. 4 of them. Go ahead.
So I would think I want to even the odds a little bit
Okay.
and cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh. And who does it attack when it bursts into life?
It will attack the fellow that just got fireballed or fired.
The big guy.
The big guy.
Okay.
He's fired.
So you get an attack with it when it summons in.
Does 14 get him?
14 is not going to get past his armor.
Alrighty.
But that does add something else onto the battlefield. So it's one more thing to keep track of. So there's your hammer.
Well, given who I am, I think it would be more of a morning star.
Nice.
There you go. Your morning star.
Still. Smog.
Small. As he continues to be berated from multiple sides. The acolyte that's opposite is going to let's see, is going to yeah, that makes sense. They have another spell slot left, so they'll use it. And they're going to throw a d8 and give a whopping 2 points of damage back to the big guy. Wow, that was... Yeah. Sometimes I roll bad too. All right, Asteki, what's going on? What interesting things are you planning?
I would like to use Lay of Hands on Thea.
Okay.
Bring her back up to full.
Okay. That is completely doable. As you're staying shoulder to shoulder here.
14.
Well, Thea's worse off than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got hit hard.
So that'll heal for 14.
So 14. So she's back at full. The big guy is up. He's had it with you.
Oh, no.
So he's going to go ahead and come after you.
That is so much better.
So miss and a miss.
I can barely hear her, and I can hear all the static, so I can't turn my head
Okay.
anymore. All right, no problem.
Yep, he missed with both of his attacks.
Who is he going after?
He was coming after you.
Okay.
And the bodyguard is going to come charging in on your flank and do what he can. I don't think he's going to be very effective, though. We'll see. He gets through, landing 7 damage, and that's with your modifier. As he comes charging into the fray and surrounds you, and you start to feel the tide is maybe shifting.
Who is he attacking?
He's pounding on Asteki for now. Since Asteki is the big glowing target who's doling out heals.
Unacceptable.
And that finishes the combat round. At that moment, yep, I'm going to do this and add in. And bink.
Oh, no. Oh, I see more things. I don't like it.
Wow, and they all rolled terrible. Another guard steps through this door here. This door opens. And this door opens.
Oh no.
And 2 more people join the fray. Another armed bodyguard. And this is someone dressed in... Let's see, best way to describe this? He's dressed in like a tunic, breeches, and looks like he's only carrying a blade. He doesn't look nearly as heavily armored as the rest of the group. But, and he's also the only non-human in the group. He's an elf. As he steps through that door. The cultist, who still has survived as long as they have, which surprises the crap out of me, is going to take a swing at the nearest target, which in this case is Jack.
Okay.
And does nothing. Thea's up. What impressive things is our dark elf going to do now?
Well, I am going to do something really not super clever and just try to get rid of the friggin' veteran. So I'm going to go with here.
Okay.
Which is only an 8.
That did not hit.
Okay, well, give them a try with the dagger.
That will.
Very well.
Damage plus, don't forget you can throw your sneak attack on because this is definitely other people are within 5 feet of him.
All right, going for the sneak.
Wow. So that's 9 from the dagger plus another 10, 19. That would be the first one that came out. So that's pretty cool. What's our wizard up to?
I think because there's like 3 people in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Are they within 15 feet?
Each box is 5 feet.
Okay.
So theoretically, if you step into this corner, you can do it's a 90-degree arc. Is what you're thinking?
Well, yeah, I was thinking of using burning hands on those guys that are there.
This one came over here to heal. So they're actually standing back here now. So, yeah, you can actually catch everyone except Bayleaf in a blast.
Okay. Okay. Works for me.
Let me double check the cone on this thing. 15-foot cone.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally doable. I think you just roll damage on that too, don't you? They just get their saves.
Yeah, they get a dex save of 14.
Dex save at 14. All right, roll damage. Oh, wow.
Oh, well, one of them got stuck for a second.
Did you upcast that, or is that base?
No, that's the first level one.
Okay, so she can't survive that even if she makes her save. Also can't survive that if they make their save.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're dropping like flies.
Doesn't make the save. Doesn't make the save. And the big dude makes a save. So he only takes half. Which I'm sure you were like, no, but he's the one who's supposed to take all the damage.
Hey,
The plan was for him to take the damage.
At least he took out a few of those guys, so that's good.
Yep. All right, what's Friar Jack doing?
Okay, couple of things.
Needs to pick up smoking. And that's how we do that.
Command.
Ooh.
So
who are you commanding what?
The big guy.
Yep.
I command to kneel.
Oh. Okay.
So he's gonna have to make a
wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
He's actually not been doing too bad on that. Oh, okay. Or maybe he is. Okay, we're going to count that as prone for the purposes of combat, as he immediately drops to a knee.
Where is he located?
The big guy, he's the O on the map.
The who? The O.
Oh, and your spiritual weapon gets an attack if you want to do that.
It sure does.
It sure does. You're like, I was about to say something about
Neil, smack. And my actually my thaumaturgy is still happening because it lasts for a full minute. So everyone in the room heard me say Neil really loudly, and he totally did it. And the spiritual weapon is going to get a... Where is my spiritual weapon? There it is. No, that's not it.
You have to make an attack roll
There
first
it is.
anyways.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, to hit.
15.
Roll it again. Because you have advantage. And you need it.
19.
That'll definitely
25.
hit.
That hits.
That'll hit. Damage him.
Okay. Damage. 5.
5. Yeah, you know, every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. Let's see. The Acolyte has an action. Except they're dead. Which takes us to Asteki's action.
I'm going to try to finish off the prone guy.
Okay.
Let's see if I connect.
Pair of attacks. Are you bringing, like, the thunder with it?
I'm thinking I should.
Okay.
So, let's do that. See if I hit. That one would not hit.
Roll it again because he's prone, so you get advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because he took a knee.
Not that much of an advantage, though.
Not that much of an advantage. No. All right, the second attack.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
But you still have advantage.
Wow.
No.
My broken arm in the last battle was helping me out more than this one.
Oh my
jeez.
gosh.
That is the worst 4 rolls in a row I think I've seen you pull out in a while, man.
That's like my kind of role.
That's
Like,
okay. I'll let it wash over me. Like it never happened.
Just give me all of your hatred. Give me all of your anger. All right, the big guy's going to stand up. And he's not a happy camper about things. And he is actually going to... Let's see. Unfortunately, Asteki's in the way. So he's going to shove Asteki out of the way.
uh-oh.
So he can make a straight shot at that priest that's over there.
Oh no. Oh no.
Shove. Double check, make sure I get this right. All right, so he makes a basic melee attack. Which is definitely going to hit. Unfortunately. And then... maybe the attack place one of them. Okay, Asteki, I need you to give me a strength or athletics or acrobatics check. You pick. You decide what you want to roll.
Okay. I went with strength because strength and athletics seem to be the same.
Okay. And he inflicts 12 damage as he tries to fight his way past you, but he fails to knock you off your feet. And it's actually only 9 because of the damage resistance. So there's everything. So Asteki is down to 9 HP, and the big guy failed to get past him. Let's see, Amanda shouldn't be on the board. He died last round. Which means the guy in the doorway gets to act. And his action is going to be... I think his best action is to...
Run away.
He's going... No, gosh. No, we've got better things we can do. Yeah. That makes sense. Let's use that one.
Oh no.
Bing. He shouts out something to catch Thea's attention, and the moment she looks at him, she spots a strange yellow glow to his eyes and is going to roll me a will save.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
As soon as I figure out where it is on this page.
Or wisdom save.
Is that a wisdom save?
Wisdom save. It's going to be. It's still on the right side of the left side of the
There
page.
it is. Oh Lord, it would have to be wisdom, wouldn't it?
It would have to be wisdom.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
That's not good at all. Well, here's the good news. This makes total sense. I mean, why would you fight against another elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense at all. You'd want to fight with your, obviously he's here for a good reason.
Wait, but isn't that a charm? Which I am.
You have advantage against?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it again. See what happens.
Hi, it's Jen calling back from Mr. Docs. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened.
Not much better.
Not much better.
Every so often,
Yeah.
sometimes
Okay.
I'm talking along and then all of a sudden, I think I'm talking to myself.
So this one's going to take a swing at, well, he's not going to take a swing at you. He's going to take a swing at Asteki. So he can do that at least. And
Come on, Raven Shield. I need it this time.
Yeah, well, that 18 AC helps. All right, and he does not get through your defenses. And the other one's going to come charging in and back him up. And go, again, it's going to try to fight past you because he doesn't need to worry about Thea right now because she's on team bad guys. Asteki does take 7 damage between the two guys, just bludgeoning the crap out of him and pushing him back. But he doesn't drop.
Feel good.
Bing. All right, we'll clean up the board of everyone who's dead. And we start a new combat round. Nope, they had their action. So go ahead and make that wisdom save.
Okay.
To see if you can spend this turn shaking it off before you start attacking your buddies. And you do get resistance, so roll it again. And
Unbelievable.
okay,
Hey, do we have any rerolls?
we have one.
Yeah, we do have one.
Might be a good time.
Before I attack you guys, maybe?
Now is the time.
All right.
That's the last one of the night, unless we get some more help from the audience.
Ah, come on.
Well,
You still have advantage, though.
you have advantage, so you get to roll it again.
There we go.
There we go. You're about to plunge both blades square into Asteki's back. Because it makes sense. Why would you fight against a fellow elf? This is a logical thing to do. You're going to take his side. And it's like, you can see the openings in his armor. Like right there. Both blades, one here, one here. He won't even know what hit him until his heart stops when they connect. And then, like, he can feel the pinprick at the tips when you freeze and go, what am I doing? But that is your action. Samara, what are you doing in response to this wonderful development?
I am going to attack dude who charmed Thea. Even though he is a fellow elf, I'm sorry, dude. You're attacking my friend. Sorry, you gotta go.
Okay. You come around the corner and target him with what?
What am I doing? Let's see. Well, he's kind of like far away, right? He's on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think. I'm just gonna go with. I'm like torn. I don't know. It's like, should I go like full on like fireball or just firebolt?
I would at this point I would suggest go big or go home.
Right, and fireball it is.
Fireball it is.
Fireball.
You're
The face.
Love fireballs.
Okay, so
Alright.
that's a 20-foot square, so that's 4 squares of effect.
Yes.
So you could actually drop the fireball right. Hang on, let me get my laser pointer.
Mhm.
You could drop the fireball right here.
Mhm.
And that would engulf, let's see, 2 squares in every direction. So
And it would take out
that would
a
hit
bunch of dudes.
everybody except the big guy.
Right. Of course, he always escapes.
So far, yeah.
But you know,
Is that your plan?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that's this area is going to erupt into flame.
Yes.
All right, roll your damage.
All right.
They're going to roll their dex saves.
There comes this. Oh Lord, what is going on? They're all huddled in a corner.
Clackety, 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 clackety,
Yeah.
clackety.
It's just a bunch of dice in the corner.
Wow.
Okay, so this guy's incinerated. This guy's taking the full brunt of it, and this one's taking... All right. Damage is doled. One guy's down. What's a good friar doing? Ooh, wait,
Okay.
ones become 2s. Thank you for that. I'll make sure I add that extra 2 damage in there.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Biddy's
either.
got your back.
Thank you, Biddy.
So, we are going to cure wounds
We are.
because I can't have our paladin fallen down
No, you can't.
while I'm
No.
on watch. So,
No.
there we go.
Oh, well, welcome aboard, Cheese. We're glad to have you and your cheese with us. And it's always great to have one of Tiffany's friends and family hanging out with us because she's a frequent player on our game. 24, that's going to almost get him back to full.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Yeah, welcome aboard. We're glad to have more people hanging out with us tonight.
And while we're at it,
Thank you.
spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon, what's it going to do?
It's going to hit someone hard
Okay.
in the head. If I can find where I keep it, there it is. We're going to hit Ogmund, I guess.
Yep, the big guy. All right.
Yep. Boom!
Oh, it really hits him. Roll that down. I
So
think it'll
let's-
automatically roll your critical damage from that.
How do I make that happen?
I think if you just hit it, it'll roll the double damage automatically because it remembers you just rolled a critical.
It just went away.
Yep, 2d8 plus 3. 18 damage.
Okay, take that.
Bam! Yeah.
Arise, sirloin of beef.
Splam! Which then takes us over to Asteki's action.
Okay. Gotta go for the bay leaf dude? No, the big dude. All right. We're gonna take out almonds.
Okay. He's the one that's been kind of holding his own. Oh, hey, that reminds me too. This dude is gone. This dude has come back into the fray.
Oh, I got a smite.
Oh. Okay. So roll your damage from your flail. Not bad. And then you're gonna add your smite on top of that.
Yes. Wait, I think I get one more, right?
Yeah.
Or no, I get 2.
Okay.
Is that enough to take him out, or am I swinging again?
You're swinging again.
Oh man,
Wow,
this
this
guy.
guy's tough.
Oh, guy.
What's up with this guy?
He's
What? What? This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. All right, we're going. Let's go.
Okay.
And followed by the smite. Come on, Timber. We got this.
I mean, if he doesn't go down now, I don't know.
And
but then-
he finally drops.
Yes.
And is out of the scrap. Gets the guy in the doorway's action since he's just watched his friend go down.
Run away.
You want to run away in fear.
Okay. I need everyone in combat to do me a favor. And roll me what is it, Con? A Constitution save.
Oh, no.
Constitution save.
Yep, nope, I'm going down.
Oh
Not
boy.
good.
Did anyone get higher than 10? We're waiting on the last roll here. No. Wow. That's impressive. Okay. So everyone involved takes 5 damage.
Yay.
So that's Thea.
Somehow I feel that's not the bad news.
Samara. Friar. Oh, and I need, speaking of the Friar, I need you to give me an additional Constitution save.
Okay.
And that is because it's distracting. Ooh, it's distracting to get hit with a wall of force. And it's
so
hard.
Spiritual weapon goes away?
Spiritual weapon goes away.
Ugh.
And we have a new arrangement for all the dots. The party is all now up against this wall.
What?
Well, actually, I take that
Oh,
back.
because we got pushed over there. I get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused too. I was like,
We
wait,
got Wall of Forest.
Yep. He didn't do a lot of
By
damage.
the bay leaf.
Yep. He just clapped his hands together, and this wall of force rips through the room, knocking everything up against the far wall, including the
hate
other guy
him.
who was fighting with you.
He's my new least favorite.
I agree. I do not like this baby.
And then he's going to take a move action. He's going to run to the stairs.
Running away? What is this?
What is this running away? We don't do
is this?
that. What are you talking about, running away? That's insane. This one's dead. This one's going to pick themselves up enough to try to attack someone nearby. And one attack will be at Thea, and one attack will be back at Teskey.
I intercede.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
And none of the attacks get through
Yes.
as he holds his own. So we'll clean up the dead people off the board at the top of a new combat round. Here's the bad news. There's lots of doors that haven't opened yet.
Now I'm scared.
That commotion's really going to bring somebody from there. A different O. Although I think at this point, I feel like you have a bit of an advantage. So we'll see. I'll put them on the board, roll their initiatives. Boom. And that was another occultist.
I feel like we're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. Just fighting wave after wave
they
of the
just keep
foot.
coming. They just keep coming.
It's like by the time those guys hit the floor, somebody opens up a door and like 8 people jump in.
Oh, and they actually have first action. Oh, well, too late. We're past them. So, Thea, what's going on?
So does Bayleaf appear to be fleeing?
Yeah, Bayleaf is definitely heading for this up the stairs, or at least
All right.
positioning themselves to head up the stairs.
I'm going to let him go then. And so we have...
This is a big guy with a sword and robes. a small
Wait.
guy with sword and robes, and this is a person with robes who finally opened the door to see what was going on, and is also dressed in simply robes.
Who's got the fancier robes?
The O.
All right, well,
I like how you break that down. Oh, don't forget, there's also this armored bodyguard right here next to you all.
armored body. I don't care. Can I get to fancy robes and still get my 2 attacks in?
Sure.
That's what I'm going to do.
It's not a very big room.
All right, then. Excellent. Here's the rapier.
Let's go charging across the room with a blood-curdling scream.
Yes.
All right, so your dark elf
Go
charges
for-
over there.
Oh,
And no, no one else is attacking them, so I don't get my sneaky thing. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Then I'll just have to go for the dagger.
Okay, that rapier's definitely going to hit him. And the dagger's going to hit him. So give me 2
All
sets of damage. Party rules are a lot harder, apparently, when Liz plays, because she just picks a target and goes at it, and then picks a new target and goes at it. I'm not sure you and Jeremy will have a good time.
Yeah, I feel like the usual squad would definitely not let the guy get away. Even though we're facing wave after wave of people,
Shoot him in
it's
the
just
leg.
insulting.
Shoot him.
It'd be like arrow to the knee.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna go? It's an island.
yeah, it's not a very big island either. I mean,
We'll
This is
find him
true.
later.
if he tries to get past the beach, not gonna go well for
Maybe
him.
he'll flee out the beach. That'll work. All right, what's Samara doing?
I'm going to attack the
Stab him in the
fancy
ribs.
robed guy also.
Okay, with what?
Just a regular firebolt for now.
Okay.
I duck.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
I'll yell, duck.
Roll
Watch
some
out,
damage.
lady."
What are these things?
Oh, the circles with the stars?
Yeah.
Statues.
Okay. Oh, dear.
Oh,
All right, he takes a 6. The one cultist to have come through the doorway is going to come... Well, they're just going to take a shot at the nearest body, which is going to be Thea. And fight in and force her to take a step back and defend herself. But to no other great effect. What's Friar Jack doing?
See this guy?
Which guy? Oh, yeah. Bailey.
The guy who's about to leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to make a con save.
What are you doing?
He's going blind.
That's awesome.
You really don't want him to leave, do you?
It's just rude to leave before the fight is over.
He is
Agreed.
blind.
Like, oh,
You can get behind this. I like you're gonna try to run away. We're gonna make you suffer first. It's the closest thing to shooting him in the leg that we got.
and I can't actually shoot him in the leg, so.
That works. What's...
And I don't know what he can do. I mean, he might prepare something nasty for us if he gets out, so.
true. That's true.
True.
A good point. Yeah.
What's Azteki doing? There's the one veteran right there next to you. There's the person that everyone decided to ignore him to go fight. There's the road person in the doorway right next to you.
I don't know. I feel bad smacking a blind guy, so I'll go after the fancy robe dude.
So just leave this poor like actual bodyguard alone and just charge across the room.
Yeah. After fancy robes guy.
Okay.
See, I started a trend.
Party rules.
Okay.
That'll connect.
That will definitely connect for
Take
10.
some damage.
Hang
That
on.
will not.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So, Asteki charges across the room, past the guy who's stumbling up the stairs blind. The guy who's stumbling up the stairs blind is going to, I think it's, is actually going to feel his way up the stairs for a moment, pause, and then literally disappear.
Oh.
Fair enough.
As he casts something to cause himself to go invisible.
That's disquieting.
But he still can't see. So even if he's
Yeah, he's still fumbling around
Well,
invisibly.
we
blind.
can't see him, but he can't see us either.
Quite
Oh,
literally.
the sweet irony. I love it.
Quite literally.
Suddenly really glad he's blind.
Yep.
Okay. I thought this guy actually. Well, what the heck? Let's at this stage we better break out the good stuff. I would say based on the current flow of events, Asteki, I need you to roll me a wisdom save.
Can do.
You make a logical target. Never mind. Now you guys are rolling good. This is annoying.
I've never done back-to-back 20s before. That was the moment in my life. I'm gonna replay this, clip it, show it to everyone at work.
I have a marker for it. I dropped a marker. All right, so the one that's been left in the backfield completely unattended is going to, well, all right, I guess I'm going to go beat up whoever I can reach. And he's going to saunter over.
He's feeling ignored.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know, when you don't keep coverage around the sides of the offensive line, blitzers get through.
Oh,
That's how that works. The first thing he encounters, though, is going to be Friar Jack, and that's where he's going to focus his attention.
All right.
Oh, and he's only going to dole out. That could have gone a lot worse. Friar Jack takes 12 damage.
He hit me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple times actually.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Well, this guy's gonna have to die. How much damage?
12. My math says that puts you at 8.
That is correct.
All right. Oh, hey, K-Turn, welcome aboard. Yes, that's the smoke is there as part of the mechanism that keeps the game running. We don't want too much pressure coming out at the same time. Glad to have you here, though. If my computer would do it, there'd be a similar effect on everybody's frames, but my computer can't run that many video files on a stream at once.
yeah, I know. It takes a lot of processing.
It has its limits. Okay, so the one that's standing in the doorway is going to... Oh, wow. Can't really do much from where they're at. But they're going to do what they can. They're going to run up alongside that veteran, and they're going to drop an 8 on them. Sweet. And they're going to cure up that guy in the backfield that allegedly needs to die. They're going to do their part to keep them alive. So, what you doing across the board on the other side of the room?
I'm going to go for fancy robes again.
The one who just tried to cast Hold Person on the paladin?
Yeah.
Darn it.
All right, so let's see. We'll go rapier.
That'll hit. In fact, you might save your attack roll for a second.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he drops.
All right.
Excuse me. Wow. Do you want to
then...
smack that one next to him?
Yes.
Spin around and take a shot at the cultist. Oh, jeez.
And let's see, there's multiple people there, right? So sneak attack?
Sure. Yeah, that's the end of that person.
Can I get a hug?
Yeah,
You can
look at
totally get a
that.
hug a little bit. You want to say hi, everybody? Okay. Do you see Miss Liz?
Yeah.
Okay. And off she goes. All right. So back to back. The runs the big guy in the robes through with her rapier, spins around and backhand drives her dagger into the other one, and then grins as she pulls both blades free and both men drop.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a little more exciting with a rogue, I think, than a ranger sometimes. Just gonna put that thought out there. Samara, what's going on your end?
Sounds like shots fired.
Bump.
Is there any way to detect if Bayleaf is still around? Like, or did he completely like?
You can go
Tumbled his
investigate
way.
the stairs. I mean, he should. You might be able to pick him up. It's hard for him to stealth while he's blind, but he is probably invisible.
Yeah.
So
You can sniff him out. Isn't he scorched also?
yeah, you're looking for some kind of like sign of movement. If you want to, you still have this one guy in the armor and the sword and the shield who's like right next to everybody.
Okay, I'll
Who's
think
about to kill me?
Yeah, I'll worry about that. We'll worry about Bayleaf later.
And his backup healer.
Yeah, we'll worry about the guy that's about to kill.
Okay. Oh yeah, these guys are dead.
Friar.
Let's get them off the board.
Let's see. What are we doing?
That wouldn't be shots because rogue, not ranger. Indeed. Indeed.
All right. Wait. Okay. Who is it? Oh, this is another armored guy.
That's the veteran. There's a veteran and an
veteran.
acolyte left. The veteran just got healed by said acolyte.
We did. Okay. That's just not allowed. What is this?
That's not allowed. You know
Oh,
what?
we're the only ones that get to do that.
I'll just say
Yeah.
this. We have not hit the point of seriousness yet where I start having my NPCs counterspell your healing spells.
Ooh.
Thank goodness we haven't reached that point yet.
Yeah, that's the point where it's like, oh, okay, now it's real.
All right. I will. How does do a firebolt? I think.
Oh, that'll hit.
Nicely done.
Come on, do something. Do
the
something.
armored guy
do
or
some
the little
damage.
one behind him?
The armored guy?
Armored
I don't know, because the other guy can heal him if he doesn't go down.
Not if he's dead.
But yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be dead though. Yeah, armored guy, I guess.
Guy. Fair. Party rules.
Yeah.
Party rules. All right. Let's see. They're dead. Friar Jack, what you doing?
So no, not that one. Okay. Looks like everyone is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Including myself.
Mm-hmm.
How does Prayer of Healing work? It says I can target up to 6 creatures of my choice that I can see. Do I count as one of those?
Yes. It says 6 creatures, not 6 other creatures, right?
Correct. 6 creatures of my choice. Within range.
Yeah, that includes you.
Okay. Then I will only select 4. And they will all be people I came here with. And I will cast it and roll my 2d8 plus 7.
Okay.
Prayer of healing, prayer of healing, prayer of healing. Come here, come here, come here.
2d6 plus 7. That's
Come here.
pretty impressive.
Quite.
I got a lot of mileage out of that spell in Warcraft.
No, really.
Nice.
Okay, great. I feel a little bit better.
Wow. Everyone gets
Everybody
back 6.
Gets 16 points.
Yay. Thank you.
Nice.
That was also a little bit of self-help there.
You know, self-care
Self-care
is
is
a thing.
important.
Right?
The more you know. Lantern Noir presents cares.
Because if I go down,
Hey, Dad.
then nobody else gets to heal either.
Nope. That would be bad.
Exactly. That would be
Alright.
terrible.
And then it comes to Sir Asteki.
I got some heals.
Well, fair
and
enough.
some
But
dirt to rub into the wounds.
if that guy hits me again without a healing, it's just gonna hurt and I'm gonna fall down. So I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's good call. Good call.
It is kind of weird having someone else on like heal duty because that's usually what Asteki's doing.
Yeah, the minimal amount of like damage avoidance and healing with a couple of swings here and there. All right, I'm gonna pile on to the veteran that's holding on by a thread.
Mm-hmm. Come charging
let's
back
see if we
across the room.
Connect. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm zoom, zoom,
Yeah, Theo takes out the target. You charged across the room to hit somebody. You hit him once. Theo finished him off. I have a bad gut feeling that's going to be repeated over here again. There's a big guy and a little guy. I'm
All
going to
right, so
laugh
did
really
that
hard
connect?
at it. That'll hit. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
They're not that tough.
Still standing.
Still standing.
Gonna smack him again,
Smack him again.
or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Hey, I got 2 rolls now. If I connect half the time, I'm a happy guy.
Okay. Bayleaf is going to continue his escape up the stairs. Maybe. It's hard to tell. He didn't last real
Even
long.
he doesn't know if he got out.
Nope.
He could be escaping further into the place right now.
He's dead.
He doesn't know.
She, on the other hand, is not enjoying this fight anymore and is going to take it out on Asteki. Okay. Connecting for a total of, let's see, 7.
Shrug it off.
Stupid armor. I gotta tell you, that feat was probably the best thing you picked up.
Oh, the DR3?
Yeah.
Considering that my hit points are so low.
Mm-hmm. But that's just like every hit, it's take 3 off of it. So unless something's huge and does a lot at once. All right, we're back at the top of a new combat round. The Acolyte that came out to assist is starting to feel a little overwhelmed and is starting to think maybe her team is going to lose. So she is going to take a shot. Asteki, I need you to give me a dex save.
Can do.
Works very well. 100%. Yep. It's magic damage, so your armor's not going to... Or is it going to help with that? Does the DR apply to magic damage? I don't think it does it?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, in that case, at this moment, I'm going to say it doesn't, because it doesn't make sense.
Sounds fair.
Okay. As a column of sickening energy forms around you and slams inward. And then she gets a very terrified look in her eyes. She realizes perhaps she may have inadvertently pissed you off.
Probably so.
Nope. Yep, not magical weapons. Nice. Thank you for that, key turn. We'll back up on that. What's Thea doing? Because she's on mute. There
Sorry,
it
my
is.
idiot dog is barking. I didn't figure you wanted to listen to that.
All good.
Eeny, meeny. How rough is the veteran looking?
Let's see. According to the damage log, the veteran is bloodied.
I'll go. You know what? I'm gonna go after the acolyte because I can reach her and nobody else really can right this minute.
Fair enough. Charging across the room,
Indeed.
rapier and dagger in hand.
Yes. Here we go.
Oh, jeez. Roll your damage. This is where I start to miss the expanded criticals.
All right.
All right, and she drops.
All right, then can I put the dagger into the veteran?
By all means. And damage. You're not even going to say it. I'm just going to apply this.
You know.
I know.
All right, then.
The rapier goes into the acolyte completely out of... she doesn't even see it coming as this blur of black cape comes flying up alongside her. And in a similar twist, the dagger slams into the back of the veteran, who falls forward against Asteki's shield and drops to the ground, unmoving.
Yeah, nice. GG.
Thumbs up.
Although we still don't know where Bayleaf went. All in his blind, invisible form.
So to recap, you have slaughtered everyone who was down here.
Almost.
Except one who escaped, you think. Turn that off. Okay.
Well, then.
You are now free to investigate without being molested, more than likely. 2 doors remain closed, by the way.
Uh-oh.
I think we need to find that other fellow. Sooner or later, my spell's gonna wear off.
The Bayleaf.
Well, we think, obviously, that he went stumbling up the stairs somewhere, so...
Would
We
my
know.
perception help me find him?
You can try to track him.
At least we have a direction of where he's going.
Yeah,
Well,
you absolutely can track him. That's an option. Or you can investigate the other 2 doors that are still down here. Depends on how anxious you are to get on his trail.
I'd just like to say that I'm feeling pretty victorious. I feel like it's job well done. And we should probably leave before we uncover that was really like an orphanage and we just like murdered all these people that were saving children behind these doors. Because that's what happens.
It does.
that's never happened to me.
Well, it is Sunday.
Well, isn't there like statues of what are, I want to know what those statues are about in that room.
Okay. Tell you what, let's do this first. Liz, give me Thea's perception roll to try to track as best they can the guy going up the stairs while blind and invisible.
Not very good.
No, you're not. You think maybe you can make out a couple of footprints and handprints in the first couple of steps, but it's the soot and the gravel has shifts pretty easily, which is going to make tracking him up the stairs into the ruins pretty hard. It's hard to know what's going to wear off first, the blindness or the invisibility. So he's definitely making a good break for it. You could all go up and fan out and search for him, or you could continue to explore to make sure you're not going to get attacked from the back from someone you left alive below. While Thea's doing that, Samara pokes into the room with the statues. This room contains small statues and figurines. There are statues of dogs and horses, monks and pilgrims, footmen and knights on horseback, and several garden gnomes. All of the statues are between 1 and 3 feet tall. Standing against the northern wall are 2 lifelike statues. One is a robed skeleton holding a large scythe, and the other is a Medusa. On the floor in front of these statues is a pallet of several blankets.
Interesting.
While you're investigating the room, roll me a quick perception check.
Okie dokie.
You have one choice. And 23. It looks like there's a lot of wear on the floor around the Medusa statue.
Interesting.
Or like a hidden passageway, like behind the statue.
Checking for that?
Yeah, I want to see if there's like something that the statue triggers, like
Okay.
by moving it or something.
There is the statue has a hollowed out base that you can find a way to reach underneath it and pull out a pouch. Pouch contains 2 spell scrolls, as well as a large silver holy symbol.
Interesting. Do I recognize? Oh, well, I don't know if I would recognize the symbol. I probably recognize the spells, maybe, but I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe Asteki would recognize the symbol.
Roll religion check for me, Asteki.
Let's see what we got.
Mm-hmm. Don't recognize it.
It's pretty though.
Do I?
Yep.
Well.
It refers to one of the gods known for favoring the return to life of the dead. A belief that life must be never ending, even if that never ending is in servitude.
It's a necromancer.
It's nice silver though. It's probably worth around 50 gold or so if you melt it down and pound it into something different.
Yeah, I feel bad, but yeah. Let's check.
That's an option.
And is there anything recognizable in the scrolls that I recognize the spells?
Yeah, one of them is a spell for command, and the other is a spell for hold person. They're both clerical scrolls.
Okay.
What's behind door number 3?
Okay. You open up the top door, and it opens up into a room. So there that is. And as you open the door, you hear... There it is. A large cauldron filled with smoldering charcoal burns in the center of the room. Assorted cookware and seasonings rest on the floor and on shelves. There is also an ornate scroll tube on the shelf. The room is fairly clean, but the air is humid and greasy. A large tub of dirty water stands in the corner, surrounded by dirty dishes. Based on the time and the events that are coming, you also find 2 of the cultist prisoners bound to one of the tables. They were probably being used as kitchen help.
Well, congratulations. You have been rescued. Please do not resist.
They are, at the moment, nondescript, and the camera only catches them from over their shoulders. As you tell them, well, don't worry, we'll be back to take care of you in a moment. Checking the other door, I assume?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yep.
And then the last room to check, it just kind of fills out the map. Nice and neatly. That's a gorgeous map. So these are the 2 doors we've checked. Bam and bam. And in there, I don't remember what you find. This chamber reeks of wine. Small kegs are scattered everywhere.
I knew it!
So there was a wine cellar.
It was. A floor-to-ceiling wine rack filled with bottles dominates the southern wall. A crudely made pallet of rags and sacks covers the center of the room.
And was he 100% normal up until he...
Are any of the bottles intact?
Some of them, but not many. Actually,
Barrels?
nope. The barrels are full of fresh water.
Oh, how disappointing.
Depending on your point of view.
Well,
As you search the room, you do find a pouch with 25 gold and a dagger with a laminated whalebone handle.
ooh, nice.
Quite possibly belonging to the armored guy that fought the hardest and took the biggest beating when you came in. You have some time now to kind of take in the situation you are in, which bodes well because the captain has sent a message via Seagull into the into the stairwell. They have a cleric too that can cast messenger, you know.
Oh, how nice.
The tides are shifting, and if Asteki and Samara intend to continue with their compatriots onto the Ravenloft, they're going to have to come out and meet the ship immediately.
Oh.
But
Okay.
he would encourage anyone who wishes to delve deeper to continue to explore to be sure that the cultists are completely removed from this island so that it's safe to begin construction.
Action. From the lighthouse.
Well, I think we should free the people and head out to the ship.
Yeah, it was just the one guy, right?
It just so happens that the 2 individuals you've rescued themselves had been adventuring here, and they are more than happy for a share cut of the profits to assist in the continued delving deeper into this particular ruins, which, if everything goes according to plan, is going to be next Sunday. Because if I recall correctly, Knebula and Asteki, you guys are pretty sure you've got some heavy moving to do, which is fine. We get it.
Yeah.
We hope it keeps going well. And I have a few people that wanted to play tonight, but the table filled up. So we'll rotate them in next week and continue the delve with 2 new faces. And then a return, hopefully, of Jeff and of Liz.
Alrighty.
And then we're taking Mother's Day off-ish. What I really desperately want to do is I really want to just get my mom on a Zoom call and stream it. and make sure my dad pours her a really big glass of wine first. I don't want to brag too much because it's not Mother's Day, but my mother was one of like 5 women to graduate U of M engineering in 1971.
Wow.
And there's some stories there that I just want to get her to talk about. So I'm hoping I can talk her into that for Mother's Day. I don't think she'll bite because she won't even do a podcast yet. And I still think she should do that. Like, I would totally listen to an hour-long podcast every week of just my mother with a glass of wine talking.
Hey, maybe you can, slowly get her into it.
And it
Little
has
by little.
the best title, Margot Matters. Things that matter
Like
to
it.
Margot, and Margot does also matter as a person. It all kind of like rolls together really well.
I'd watch it or listen
I
or
would
both.
too. I would too.
See, like I said, I really want to thank everyone for coming out, for you specifically for coming out and playing with tonight. This was a lot of fun, and it came together really fast. And I appreciate everyone that's like, yeah, I can totally sit in on a game of D&D.
It was a good time, and I was super impressed with how quickly the party coalesced. It was like, boom, we're a team all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah,
good.
pretty easy going. I like it.
We meshed well, so it was good. I liked it.
I was not prepared for how quickly we went from the diplomatic route to the slaughter them all route. That one caught me off guard. I figured, okay, she's gonna go in. She's gonna sneak in. Okay, she's sneaking. She snuck in. Okay, she's gonna try and talk her way through this. Okay, there's gonna be some deception rolls. Maybe we'll get the whole party down here, and then it's like, nope, stab him.
Yeah, you're very welcome. We'll give you a call in a couple days.
Well, I didn't know what kind of package. I ran out of things to say. Here's the head guy. I'm like, how do you can BS the peons. You can't BS the guy in charge.
Yeah, I don't approve, but I understand.
I mean,
You're just mad that it wasn't you that just charged in and killed everybody.
No, not necessarily.
I mean, these are the guys they made with the skeletons, so bad guys.
Yeah, but at least, hear him out first.
They could explain it to the gods.
They you got to give them like that 007 moment, like explain the evil plot to me before,
I don't need to hear
springing
that.
your trap for me to break free from. But theatrically, throwing a knife at the boss, I liked it.
Those clerics, you can't let them get talking because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the next thing you know, you're blind and invisible and crawling up the stairs.
Okay, and here we're at the end. If you're in chat and you would like to have a chance to win one of the giveaway stickers as we wind down, type !crit in the chat. Like that. And so we'll do that as we kind of wind things down. Liz, I'm going to give you a chance to do some talking. You've got some fun stuff coming up in the next couple weeks. Do you want to take some time to talk about it?
No.
What
I'm not
interesting
sure
stuff.
what are you referring?
I'm thinking like the first major in-person concert put on by Motor City Irish Dance in over a year.
Well, yeah, that's exciting, but I got to tell you, I'm a teacher and I'm not there yet because that doesn't happen like. I'm just trying to get through Monday right now.
It's only Sunday.
Yeah,
You'll have to get through tomorrow.
I have to get through tomorrow and then Tuesday and then maybe Wednesday. Yeah, that's how I go. One day at a time.
Okay, well, take a look in the chat. I put a link, so you can check them out on that.
Check it out.
Liz and I are both connected through Motor City Irish Dance. It's an amazing group of women and a couple of guys that I cannot say enough nice things about the stuff they put on. They have a pretty good Facebook presence. I realize it's hard to ask people to come to a live show that's going to be in Southeast Michigan, but I think the plan is for it to be live streamed on the Facebook page. So you can watch live and you'll get a chance to see me because I'm in charge of pre-show, which I don't know how I managed to maneuver that, but I'll take it. And Liz is going to be featured a couple times. And it's going to be a fun afternoon. So if you can't come out,
it is outdoors in a park. So you can be as far away from other people as you want to be.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think anyone who's watching it via Facebook's about as socially distanced as we're going to get.
Which
Yeah,
park?
but I'm saying if you want to come in person, it's in the Rochester Municipal Park.
Mhm.
Their band shell.
Yeah.
That's known as the Duck Park.
And then the details will be posted through their Facebook page and on their website. So definitely take a look at that. I take it, Knebula, you're going to have a quiet week this week on the streaming front?
Yeah, we'll see, depending on what goes on with the moving situation. Yeah, it's likely, but I'll try to hop on if I can.
All right. Cool.
When I can. Yeah.
Have you finished Valhalla yet? Or are you still grinding away on that?
No, I haven't, but we'll see. I'll try to finish it up. I mean, before the new stuff comes out, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I'm just marking time for Mass Effect re-release.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It looks super nice from what I've seen so far. So
I actually, Kraken Inferno has been a bad influence because I'm seriously considering going back and just replaying Odyssey.
Oh, I know he's been playing that. Yeah,
he just restarted his playthrough on it. I'm like, I forgot how much I really enjoyed that. It's a
It was
really good game. And nothing else lately is catching me. So, okay. I guess we should go ahead and redeem the giveaway and call it a night. All right, Nightbot, who won? Bam.
Hey. Nice.
Cool. Spinny Helm, toss me a address in a whisper, and I'll send that over to you.
I'm jelly. I want that.
Which will be
sticker. It's super nice.
Congratulations.
We'll find a way to get you one.
Congrats.
Don't blame me. Blame Nightbot. Or come back Wednesday. Wednesday, I know I want to do another sticker. I might actually do have a block of soap that has a set of dice embedded in it. And I keep forgetting to bring it downstairs for the giveaway. So I'll probably do that Wednesday night.
That's really
That's fun.
sounds uncomfortable.
Well, you know, it gets you something to kind of get some dig in until it's gone. The only problem with them for giveaways is that they cost like $4 to ship.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, this would be awesome. And I started doing the math. I'm like, oh, I can't do this very often. This gets expensive.
Like a rare.
Yeah, we'll make
you
it more
know?
special, you know, for
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, thanks for coming out. We're going to be back. We're not doing our mystery on Monday because Jenny's been kind of slammed and she thinks she broke her foot. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting day.
My goodness.
And then, so I won't be back again until Tuesday for happy hour at 5 o'clock. So as soon as you get off work, hop on Twitch, hang out with me and Graybeard. We're going to talk Dungeons and Dragons. We're actually making characters. So we're going to talk through our process for making generic D&D characters first. And every so often we'll revisit with more and more of an interesting twist to those characters. And then Wednesday night, we're back to Candlekeep. And next Sunday, we're back here again with Jeff and Liz, and they're going to go deeper into the Isle of the Abbey with 2 more players who they have just recently rescued, who hopefully will gel with them. So let's see where we're going to go from here.
And if they don't, we'll just unrescue them.
Talk about random. Yeah, you thought we were going to let you loose? Nope, we're putting you back.
He is running tonight. We're going to go over hang out with him. A really amazing streamer who streams under the name The Reluctant Hermit is currently working on a 12-hour stream to celebrate. I think it's for 2,000 followers. So we're going to go hang out with him from here. He is a great guy. You're going to love hanging out with him. A very high energy character. He might be playing some Baldur's Gate by now. He does a lot of RPGs are his jam. So we'll head over in that direction. Thank you for coming by tonight, folks. I hope you all had a good time. Until the next time, we can all sit at a table together, roll real dice, put the naughty ones in jail, and keep re-rolling the good ones. Please wear a mask, get your vaccinations, and above all else, just stay safe.